Welcome everybody to our latest session. I believe this is session 3 of our homebrew campaign called the Restoration of Cariele. So team, as usual, we'll go through a quick recap of what occurred last week and then we will get underway. So last week you guys picked up the session as you were nearby the logging camp that you had been sent to from your hamlet, and you guys were nearby the corpse of the reindeer with the golden antlers that you had brought down. You had spent some time processing this corpse, extracting the golden horns, and pulling out a good chunk of meat from the corpse that your intention was to take south to the logging camp. You knew fully processing this reindeer would take several hours, and you didn't want to spend that kind of time. So you took what you could get in about an hour's worth of work and made your way south, and eventually spotted this palisade wall. And some of you have remarked that this seems like a very well fortified place for a simple logging camp. So yep, definitely something to take note of. But yeah, you guys arrived at the palisade wall. There was a lot of loggers just outside the wall working at different trees. You can see there's a bunch of stumps around the front of this place. And you guys pretty quickly were met or introduced to Darwin. Darwin seems to be like the leader of this logging camp, as best as you can tell. He's a bit of a stern and dour man, and at first didn't really seem like he had much time for you all or interest in what it is that you guys are up to or what you're doing here. But after some conversation between your group and Darwin, he came to the conclusion that your wannabe adventurers is the term he used, and that you guys said you wanted to do some stuff to help, and he seemed almost like amused at this. But hey, I'll take advantage of these people if they're willing to offer help. Then I will take them up on it. We'll see what they can actually do, kind of thing. He had mentioned a couple of things that were currently plaguing the camp and that he could use some assistance with. First, there was the issue with these creatures nearby. So there are ankeg broodlings that you guys have run into. You guys have seen them. The loggers themselves, at least talking to Darwin, he doesn't seem to think that these ankegs are like a serious problem. He essentially said, as long as you stay away from their holes, they don't bother you. So why make it much of an issue? So he did, however, say that there was another individual, Blendel, who is looking into the ankegs, and if you want to try to help, go talk to him, see what he's up to. The other issue was the bridge that connects the lower level of the logging camp. It kind of runs up against this rocky ridge in a semicircle pattern to get up higher in elevation, significantly higher up. The upper level there is anywhere between 40 and 60 feet higher than ground level, depending on where you're at. He had mentioned that there was, he believes, some kind of obstruction up in the water there as the water's flow had been rediverted, and that actually broke a section of the bridge that was built. And he'd like to get that repaired because they don't have eyes up on the upper level to be able to scout well, to see what's, make sure no threats are coming towards the camp and all of that. You guys said that you might look into that. He also mentioned there was a large bear, and it had been spotted nearby, stole some food, and he just wants it to no longer be a problem, essentially. He also indicated that if you're interested in following up on that, to go speak with Kaylin. Kaylin was one of the loggers here who had been working on the bear situation in a sense. He seemed interested in it at least, and he mentioned that name for you guys to track down. You guys also brought the corpse of the slain logger who was killed by the ankeg broodlings when he ran right by the hole in his excitement to tell everybody else about the golden antlered reindeer. And you learned from Darwin that fellow's name was Jason, and he indicated that Jason was kind of a doofus and not very reliable, and overall you got the impression that nobody really cared that much that Jason died, which perhaps is another sign of what it's like working for a guild logging group. The empathy for each individual person is probably not the top concern of the logging guild. But yeah, most of the people seem to not even think Jason was all that good of a coworker, so they didn't seem to care too much. But it was mentioned that news of Jason's passing should be delivered to his family, and that was sort of left. He mentioned that kind of died on the vine in essence, that you guys, if you had wanted to say like, oh, we'll help with that, then maybe he would give you more details. But other than that, that is sort of just kind of hanging there. Then there was, of course, Denise White, who was very ill. She's actually one of the camp helpers. You guys eventually made your way south to a tent and saw that there was two women. One was Denise, the other was trying to help Denise. as Denise looked like she was quite ill. You guys were able to get to the bottom of this first by checking her out, noticing that she was sick. Eventually, Blixel used some of his lay on hands ability to cleanse the disease from Denise, and then she was looking much better very, very quickly and very impressed and happy with this. At first, it seemed as though most people in this camp, at least those ones you guys have directly engaged with, are a little bit hesitant to engage with Cerilia or Blixel, both who are, of course, half-elves, and you guys know the history of the, we'll say, unfriendly relationship between elves and humans in this area, so that elves aren't really well looked upon, and half-elves are essentially considered elves by most humans. So yeah, that's pretty typical. But after this help was given, this seemed to certainly improve the attitude of both Denise and Darwin towards Blixel, at least. This reason why this woman was sick, she sort of didn't say right out, but she explained that she was collecting some water and towards the southwest where this river runs into like a canyon, and she had, when she collected it there, that's the last thing she noticed after she drank it, and essentially got sick from that. Eventually, you guys left the camp, headed to this look for this bear. You guys went to the sort of northwest, seeing if you could find the bear there. Didn't find anything. Came back, went into this cave that you had discovered. It's a small cave opening, and you definitely saw signs of bear habitation. Made your way into this cave, and as you did so, you saw that there were these patches of green, like mossy slime growing on the ground. You guys started kind of moving around that, but as you got a little bit close to it, I believe it was Vin who stepped close to it first, and this is when a small, strange-looking creature, its head almost looking like a pot lid, was detected in this mossy green mess on the ground. And we found ourselves in our one of the first battles of our campaign. Obviously, there was the other battle with the Enkegs, but in this bear cave, this was the first battle. So as the team engaged these creatures, they seemed pretty durable. You guys were striking them, but they weren't being wounded too easily. They also had this ability to spray these spores out in a cone shape and affect our player characters. One infected so badly, of course, was Vin, who got these spores all over him, and they seemed to settle upon him. He breathed them in, and he didn't like that too much. And eventually, Cerilia, after the battle, you guys were able to defeat these crab creatures, which Cerilia was able to identify from her book reading that she had done previously as being called sporous crabs. And she explained one of the very gruesome effects that spore breath can occur, which is creatures that get these spores on them after about an hour or so, small bubbles and bumps will appear across the skin of the infected creature, and if they are not taken care of, essentially lesser restoration magic, within 7 days those bumps and boils will actually burst out, injuring the person and causing all of the baby sporous crabs that have been living underneath the infected person's skin to break free and go about their day. So,
Yay.
Yeah, very, very nasty indeed. So with that underway, you guys then continued looking around this cave. There was some debate about what to do. You had also heard, I believe it was Baron and Tavard, had heard the sounds of a bear's roar sort of echoing around this cave. You were able to discover around a bend of this cave there was a young man by the name of Kalen South. Kalen was the one who was interested in the bear in the first place. You guys had kind of come looking for him here after you didn't find him in the camp, and a friend of his had said, oh yeah, he was looking for the bear over that way. You guys came in, discovered Kalen, who was totally wearing clothes, and you guys spoke with Kalen. He said, yeah, he came here to see like what the bear was doing, and did it make sense for the bear to, what was the purpose of the bear here? Was it hibernating? Was it nesting here? Like, did it have cubs? And so he was essentially trying to gather more information. You guys seemed a little bit surprised by this, or maybe just, well, what was your plan once you found the bear? Because the bear would probably just kill you. And Kalen, perhaps being a bit naive here, seemed to think he'd be able to spot it from a distance, get some information on it, and then just kind of go back. He seemingly is hoping that the bear isn't just killed just because it took some fish. from the camp. So the rest of you guys made your way out. You did see that there was another path to go up in elevation in this cave, or you could spend some effort to try to climb this sort of rocky wall to get up higher. But eventually you guys decided to just leave because you found Kalen and didn't really seem like it was worth the effort or the risk to also check out the bear. So as you guys exited from there, you then made your way back over to the logging camp and filled Darvin in essentially on what occurred, and we're then coming up with your next steps. So that was a little bit more comprehensive than I first set it out for it to be, but yeah, that's what I recall from last week. Is there anything I missed there that anybody would like to add?
I already have inspiration, but go ahead.
Just that Blendel, his plan was he had poison for the ant kegs, and he wanted us to put poison down the hole.
Yeah.
Indeed, yes. And so, right, Blendel, who you guys found out his real name is actually Crandall, but it seems as though Darwin doesn't really care too much about people's real names and has been calling him Blendel. His plan was to mix two components together as he dumps them down the hole, and that would cause like a combustible kind of poisonous effect down below. So, yep, go ahead and take inspiration for that, Blixel. And just as a quick reminder, guys, we are tracking inspiration a little bit differently in this campaign. You'll actually notice it's over in your resource area, much like your hero points are. So go ahead and just add a 1 there to the box once you get it. And then when you spend your inspiration, you're actually going to click on the word inspiration in your attack list, and that's going to actually use it and show everybody that you've used your inspiration.
In these games, does inspiration carry over from session to session?
It does, yes.
I may have zoned out partially during the recap, but did you mention the Triferis? Is that how you say it? Triferis weed that I almost called her Spectre, but Celine found by the river, because after we left the cave, we went back by the river to check it out since we were right there, and we found that weed that supposedly detoxes. Well, I guess it detoxes the water, but it was full. It wasn't filtering any more toxins.
I did not. Good addition. Yes, the Trophius weed, which grows underwater and was spotted there by you all as you guys checked that area out. And Saline was able to correctly identify this as a plant known as the Trophius weed, which has a strange property that allows it to absorb toxins in their vicinity. But it seems as though this patch of the Trophius weeds had actually absorbed so much toxin that it began to leak out. Go ahead and take inspiration as well, Vin. Okay, if there's nothing else, then we shall go ahead and get started, folks.
Can I jump in just on the Trophius weeds? I think it's reached, that Trophius weed that we saw has reached its capacity, which doesn't mean that there's not juvenile or uncapacitated, ones who aren't fully capacitated, who are actually doing so. It's a natural detox in the environment.
Yes.
And and then we can find smaller ones who aren't filled up with toxins, and we could still possibly use it in a tea to help maybe Vin get over his ailment. That's what I was thinking.
Yes, yep. So Saline visibly audibly wondered this, is if the weed was extracted and processed and turned to a tea with this help. And based on her skill check, I said something like, it might, because that means she's not super confident. But yeah, there's always the possibility. Okay, well, if there is nothing else, and yeah, I know you already have inspiration there, Baron, so we won't be able to give you a second one, of course. But let's go ahead and start with our usual first thing we do, which is give everybody their special card. Oh, and one other thing, just because of how the steal mechanic on the cards works, if you get a red card, rather than me like stealing it to play it, when I want to play it, I'm just going to ask whoever has it to play it. So you'll just drag it to the map rather than having to go through the whole steal function.
Are we allowed to ask Libby what color hers is when she gets it?
No.
I'm paying attention now.
I just having fun with you.
I actually had a red card last time that didn't get played. putting
I
out there.
know. I was very ready to play it too.
I know you were. I was like, everybody kept mentioning what it was about, and I was like, let's not.
It's funny with like 70 cards here. I've already seen like many duplicates. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah. Could you go through the colors one more time for me?
Sure. Let me pull up my cheat sheet real quick.
It's green, red, yellow, purple, right? Are the 4 colors?
Nope. There's
There's
blue.
blue.
Yeah.
Blue is like a buff. Green is environmental. Red is DM.
There's yellow too. I played a yellow last week.
All right. So I just pulled up my handy dandy list here. So there's blue. That's personal positive effect. There's yellow. That's personal negative effect. There's purple, which is team positive effect. Red, which is team negative effect. Green is environmental effect. So 5 different colors. All right, so everybody should have their card now. And yeah, let's go ahead and get you guys dragged over to the map and get us started.
Oh, we did mention too, Adam, that when we got back to the camp, I think we asked if there was like a tent that we could borrow or something like that.
Yes, Darwin said he could make room for you somewhere in the camp here in order to be able to rest and relax.
Perfect, yeah. I wanted to try and sleep off whatever that crap was that I got hit with.
All right, so yeah, it is still like mid-afternoon at this point in time. You guys are back at the camp.
All right. Our first adventure, guys.
Weren't we off to check out the for more routes?
Sure. Just don't eat any of them. Might be poisonous.
No, we got to find the smaller ones that aren't used up. Where'd you go? You're way at the bridge? Wait.
Maybe we could ask these folks around here if they've seen these weeds before. You know, why go looking for something they already know about?
Well, that's a good point. Didn't it already meet the guy who wants to put the chemical down the ankhead hole? Maybe he knows. Maybe he could at least identify it. Maybe know how to extract its natural detoxification.
Yeah. Whenever we get rid of that blockage up there, that'll probably take care of all these problems. But let's go look for him.
I think he's down here. It's just you and I, huh? Oh, there's Serena. I think he's in this tent over here.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the river and look for those plants.
All right.
All right, as you guys are making your way through the logging camp area, you notice that several of the people in this area seem to be more like camp helpers. You can see people kind of lifting collections of wood or pots or different utensils, that kind of thing, as they walk them back and forth to different areas.
Adam, can you show me which tent? I'm just gonna go chill in the tent because I know I can't remember who told me, but somebody said within an hour my face is gonna get all pustily and boily, and I don't want to be walking around this camp looking all sick. So I'm gonna go ahead and dispose myself while I still look normal.
Okay, yeah, so as you ask Darwin about that, he will tell you that you can feel free to use this tent over here.
Cool. I will dip inside then.
While I'm walking around camp, I'd like to look for how many like weapons are around and if it seems like there's a lot or a little.
Go ahead and give me a blind check here, Serena. So I would say the overall impression you get is of a fairly well-maintained camp. If you didn't know that this was loggers, you might even suspect that this was like a small military camp. You see quite a few different armaments between, say, axes, hammers, longbows, short bows, swords. It's not so many that you think like many of them would go missing and nobody would notice. But yeah, they seem to be pretty well equipped.
Adam, is that like a common thing for like a place like this out here? You know
So,
what I mean?
as someone who's grown up in the hamlet and doesn't have a whole lot of exposure to the outside world, hard to say. I would say, from your senses as a hamlet inhabitant, it certainly seems way more armed than the hamlet that you come from.
Yeah, well, Blixel would like to look for more of those plants that
Like to help ya.
Celine pointed out.
I'd like to help ya.
All right, let's look for them.
Okay, so you guys are making your way along the river's edge here on the banks and just seeing if you can spot any more of those plants. So, Blixel, you declared this, and Baron, you declared you're assisting. Baron, are you proficient in perception?
Let me check. No.
And Blixel, okay, so you're not. Blixel, you can go ahead and make the check normally then. So you're trying to assist as best you can, Baron, but yeah, this isn't necessarily your forte. Blixel, you certainly see the ones that were already pointed out to you when Saline drew attention to these. And yeah, you see that same patch. You don't see any others right away. Oh, of course, Saline you already had inspiration, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yep, so just as a reminder, Saline once again gave us a nice write-up in her journal that we all had the opportunity to read, but yeah, no inspiration there because she already has it. Yeah, so you don't see any right in this immediate vicinity.
Okay. I just see the ones we saw before.
Maybe you got to go further downstream where they aren't as toxic. Maybe.
I'm not very good at looking at stuff. I'll be honest with you, but I'll keep looking.
Well, who is? Saline?
Probably better. But I'm more interested in the mushrooms that Denise was out here picking. We need to find them and see if maybe they're the source of the toxins.
Well, I was thinking that the roots absorb the toxins, and we just need to find smaller roots that aren't filled with toxins, that are still viable and still actually naturally
They might
consuming
all be
toxins.
filled with toxins, though. If they're just picking it up from being downstream on this river.
Yeah, we need what we need to do is we need to determine what the source of the toxins is. If it's these mushrooms, then we can go downstream and find more weeds. But if it's something to do with the blockage up at the top of the waterfall, the whole river might be compromised.
Oh,
So,
okay,
yeah,
I think we're thinking of different things. I'm thinking of curing Vin and getting because this is a natural detoxifier in the water that you found, and that if we go further downstream, figure downstream there might be maybe younger ones, and we could use that to help Vin recover. I don't care less about the other mushrooms. I want to save Vin from turning into a walking STD. That was kind of my mindset.
The Crab King.
But if we remove the toxin from the stream, then there may be more seaweed available that's not full of toxins.
We only have like 30 minutes, or he's gonna bust out in crab boils. I say under my breath.
Well, they don't hatch for a week.
But he's gonna get uglier for a while, and that's not a good thing.
But it's my brother. I'm looking. Whether I have perception advantage or not, we can't let him sit there with boils on his face.
I'm pretty good at looking around and finding things. You guys know that. I've always great at hide and seek and finding things.
Have a look just a little further downstream. And they could look for their mushrooms. Adam,
So
I'm gonna
what
go
you're
ahead and
noticing here, Tavern, is you take a look and you kind of just get an eyeball on this lay of the land here. You can see that the amount of shore that you have is very quickly diminishing. And this is what you would consider to be like rocky edge of a cliff. So traversing this is very, very challenging. You think of this as like climbing on the side of the rock wall and trying to like horizontally move. Everywhere else, you notice the shore essentially is gone as this goes into this area. From where you're at right here, I'm going to go ahead and throw you a quick group check to send as opposed to a passive check here. Yeah, you don't see anything else out of the ordinary as you're looking in the water.
Darn it, that may be the only weed in this whole place.
well, it's good on you to look. I don't think it's worth climbing the cliff for. Yet.
Do we see the mushrooms on this side? I thought at some point last week near the end, I thought we said we spotted them across the shore when we were over here.
You did indeed.
So,
Yep. You see
yeah,
that there
so
are.
it's somewhere-
Yes, there are speckled mushrooms growing like where pretty much where Tavern just was.
Okay. Can I identify them? Do they look poisonous to me?
Go ahead and put yourself like here-ish, and then give me a blind check, please.
Here-ish.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay, so the crocodile is gonna jump out in a second.
Maybe.
Alright, let's see.
Good sign he hasn't locked the tokens yet.
I mean, he might be slow rolling it. Blind check, you said.
Yes. Okay, you do indeed recognize these. These mushrooms are what are known as Fingum stincus. It's a small aquamarine colored mushroom that emits a foul smell when crushed. It can be used to overwhelm the senses, cover your scent, prank your friends, or can be distilled into a throwable stink bomb. Also important to note that this is considered like an aphrodisiac to goblins.
I really hope that doesn't become relevant later. But it's not like a but it's not like toxic. Like if you consumed it, or it wouldn't be the source of the toxins in the river. I don't think.
Based on what you just identified, you're quite confident that it is not.
Okay. Well, it's not the mushrooms. So that
What kind of mushrooms are those? They look a little tasty.
I mean, if you're a goblin, they're really tasty. Do really good things for you.
Well, Blixel, I mean, there's only one way to find out, right? I mean, you know. Gobble,
Yeah, I don't want to take these people's mushrooms, though. You know, they got a lot of people here. I'll let them eat those things. I don't want to risk it.
Aren't they wild grown?
Yeah, but it's right on the edge of their camp.
I'm taking some and putting them in my pack.
We're trying to be friends with these people, you know.
All right, so Serena, sounds like you approach and try to extract some of these mushrooms here. Are you proficient with herbalism kit, poisoner's kit, or in any way good at really delicate cuttings of plants or mushrooms?
Absolutely not.
Okay, pretty much what I figured. I'm going to go ahead and put you also in that same spot just in case it becomes important. So I'll put you there. And go ahead and give me a blind check as well, Serena.
And I stepped away just to make sure that everybody knows that.
Okay, so as you're trying to extract these mushrooms here, Serena, unfortunately, your clumsy hands do indeed crush some of them, and this awful odor just suddenly fills the air all around you. Looking to your hand where you were trying to like pull some of these mushrooms out of the ground, you can see this like oily-ish black residue that seems to be on your hands, and that seems to be the source of this just terrible odor.
Can I wash it off in the river?
You put your hands in the water and you try to wash this off, and you can see this like oily substance. It's thinning as you kind of wash it through the water, but it seems really, really sticky. So think of this as almost like when you get a skunk's odor on you, even though you try to wash it off, it seems like it's always there. That's what this reminds you of.
Cool. Am I able to actually gather any of them?
The ones that you've tried to gather here, you unfortunately crushed, so you can still pick the pieces out, but it looks as though, based on what you're guessing here, is that you've essentially destroyed these ones because the liquid inside has been crushed and come out. So it's no longer, it won't be potent. It's going to dry out and not be really usable for anything.
Bummer. I thought they'd be great for hunting. I think she's too turned off to try again, so she's gonna
All right.
walk away and probably look for some acidic juice to help get rid of the smell.
Well,
Oh
if
my
we can't
God.
help, then I might have a way to help him.
Yeah, well, what's that?
Well, my performances, sometimes I need to look my best. So I do some touch-ups and I have makeup. You know what I mean? So I can make his face not
Oh,
look quite so nasty.
yeah, put on little makeup on them. That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
I think he should just wear it all the time. You know what I mean? He's trying to make a good impression on all these people.
Foundation's very important.
A sack is just a lot less work.
Anyways, I'll give it a shot if it comes to that.
So we've accomplished nothing? He says, looks around.
Well, no, we've established that the mushrooms aren't the source of the toxin, so most likely it's something upriver, probably the blockage that we should investigate.
But first, let's eat dinner, have a nice rest, and then
What time of day is it again?
Celine can heal us.
It is late afternoon, so say 3-4 o'clock, somewhere there.
Oh, I'd love to take a short rest anytime. So maybe during dinner I can take a short rest or something.
And also because I know that there is a lot of information you guys are getting and it won't necessarily always be fresh in your mind. When you're trying to figure out like what this toxin, the issue and all of that is, if you'll remember, most of the loggers actually get their water from here. So the only person that got sick was Denise, who got her water from down in the canyon area. So your speculation, or a couple of you have voiced this already, that maybe it's something to do with the blockage. You think that if that was causing the water to be bad, then this area would be all bad as well. So you're pretty sure that's not the cause of the illness that affected Denise.
Oh.
I think y'all just need to roll better.
What's up with that southern water? All right. How's that stew coming?
You call out and you notice one person, a logger, looks over towards you and says, "Oh, are you talking about the reindeer stew? I think Martha's cooking that back across the bridge."
You guys should all come have some. It's courtesy of this new adventuring group we're in.
And you see this guy smiles as you're walking by. Looking forward to it.
I'm gonna check in with my brother and ask how you doing. You all gross yet? Is he getting any ill effects, Adam?
Nothing
Yeah,
noticeable at this point.
Yeah, it hasn't been too long. It's been like 10 minutes.
All right, fine. Then sit here and mope.
Not moping.
All right, Adam. I don't know. Wait. We waiting for dinner, guys? Cause I'll take a short rest.
Sure, I'm cool with that.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys want to spend a short rest here, so you kind of just start resting, relaxing, and allow an hour or so to pass.
Yeah, I'll take one too.
All right, so if you're taking
Awesome.
a short rest, please go ahead and just type into chat short rest so I know who's taking one, and then reduce your display by 1.
Yeah.
So it looks like everybody except Tavard. Okay.
I'm trying to see if I actually gain anything from a short rest now, because I don't think I get anything.
HP. I think you get key back. I don't know if you've used any key on.
I'm not level 2 yet.
Oh, that's right. You don't get key till 2 yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I won't bother with the short rest then, because I don't get any benefit.
All right. So then I will go ahead and spend Tavard's card here. Tavard, go ahead and please pull your card out into the screen.
Oh man.
Did he get the same? he get
Oh,
fucking
no.
stuff. Has it been?
Okay.
And no, by the way,
Yeah.
Adam, that's why
that is what I got.
I figured you were going to use that, but I was trying to look. I was like, would I take a short rest? So I will let you know that it wasn't because of the card. I was looking. I go, I get nothing for short rest, but 3 HP. So, or
Yeah,
1
no
HP
worries.
or whatever. Yeah. So.
All right. So this card spent. And just so everybody can see this, let me pop this up. All right, so only DM can spend this card. Each group member that completed a short rest gains no benefit from the short rest. So essentially, this hour passes by as you guys are trying to rest, relax, and recover your resources here. But yeah, for whatever reason, maybe it's just you can't really get comfortable in this area. Maybe it's the fighting that you're still exerted from. For Vin, very likely it's the fear of tiny monster crabs breaking out of his skin. But yeah, those of you that chose a short rest, you get no benefit from your short rest.
We're just so worried about Vin, Makes us sick.
All
But an
right.
hour has gone by, right, Adam?
It has indeed. And yes, so as this time passes by, Vin, it looks like you're basically inside this tent by yourself, right?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest worry is that I'm gonna come out covered in all these boils and giant acne, and it's gonna scare all these folks. So I'm just chilling and hoping that maybe if I get some sleep, maybe Blixel can fix me in the morning, or I can sleep it off, maybe.
Okay, yes. So essentially, what you're looking at here is as you wake up, or not wake up, but as this time passes by, you can feel like a little bit of itchiness at first, and you kind of start itching, and then you itch like your arm, you itch your hand, different spots, and then you start realizing you look a little bit closer, and sure enough, you notice these boils on your hands, and they're kind of in a strange pattern. It's almost like a trail going up your arm. And as you look at it more closely, you can see these little boils as you kind of like push your hand to them. They're filled with a pus or a juice of some kind. And some of them, like as soon as you touch it, they kind of just burst immediately. And you can see this little bit of liquid on your hand. It has a not nearly as bad as Serena smells right now, but it has a little bit of an off odor to it. But yeah, you can see more of these bumps seeming to just spring into life as they run up your arms.
Gross. Yeah, I will just shoot. I don't know. I don't really have anything in my pack. Maybe I'll take the shirt I have underneath like my leather bootress, and I'll rip it into like little sheets, like bandages, and wrap my arm with those so it doesn't leak out and get anybody else.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna leave. So I mean, I guess you could say over the course of another hour, I would take my second short rest or attempt to, and just wrap my arm.
Okay, so Vin remains in the tent. The rest of you, you notice the stew's coming along nicely, and near the end of this short rest, you notice Martha is starting to ladle out bowls full of reindeer meat stew as people just kind of line up bringing small bowls. They encourage you to get in line as well. Just bring a bowl. So yeah, you notice several people doing so, and as they kind of start walking away and eating some of the stew, you see they get these like little smiles on their faces, giving each other like thumbs up and that sort of thing. It certainly seems to be a welcome treat for the logging camp.
And Blixel tries to high five as many as he can.
Many of them don't really seem like they're open to high fives from you, Blixel. Maybe a couple that have heard what you've done for Denise are more open to this. But yeah, a lot of them, as you kind of do this, they kind of say, thanks, and they just kind of walk their own way.
Leave me hanging.
Yeah. Left me hanging, man. All right, it's okay. You don't know me that well.
Oh, this is gonna be fun with him. I can already tell.
Serena's like avoiding people so they don't have to smell her, but she does go get in line at some point for some stew.
Okay, and as you do so, you notice there's this one particularly larger logger. He is like pretty heavy set and maybe about 6 feet tall. But as you kind of get close to him, he says, "Whoa! Oh my God! What is that? Did you fall in some huge turtle shit or something?"
Yeah, be careful. Don't wander too close to the river.
Oh my God, girl! Jeez! Oh, well, I'm gonna come back later. I don't even think I can eat. Yeah, and you see, he just kind of walks off.
Would have thought he had a stronger stomach.
You say to nobody as everybody has cleared a cordon around you at the moment. But yeah, eventually you're able to get a bowl full of this stew. As you notice, as you're getting close to people, they're kind of like wincing and doing that look in their face. But you take your bowl and give everybody a bit of space as you begin to enjoy the reindeer stew. And yeah, it's pretty good overall. So as you guys are eating and finishing up your meal here, what is your plan? It sounds like Vin is going to try to take his second short rest of the day. How about the rest of you?
I mean, we can do the blockage still if we, I don't know, with short rests. The problem is healing, right?
The problem is healing, and also, didn't he say that the top of the cliff was like 70 feet up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if the bridge that leads up there is out, unless we're able to somehow replace it, I don't trust level 1 characters to make it up. Like, some of you probably could, but I got a -1 athletics, and the odds of all of us succeeding the check to get to the top are probably not very high. And if you fall, you die.
Well, also keep in mind that you're only looking at the one spot, right? You could certainly survey this area and see if there's anywhere else that would be easier to get up there.
Yeah, they mentioned that if we went like hours out of our way, but it's already like dinner time, right? So if
you went
around,
hours to get out of right, they said in order for there to be like a flat walk, it would be hours out of your way, but it might not be 70 feet all around, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll go take a look. I mean, it's what I do. Adam, I'll go ahead and ask them what direction I can go, to kind of, I mean, obviously I see this map, but I want to get their impression of where I should go look for a better way to get up there.
And you're asking this of like Darwin or just a random logger?
Darwin.
So as you look at him and you ask this question, he says, if I were you, I would head to the north. The way the cliffside bends, it would be taking you quite far out of your way if you follow it to the south. So just follow the rock wall to the north and see what you can see. I know that there are some falling rocks that have fallen down close by there that would give you a little bit more height. but probably still not enough. But you can see what you can see if you follow it north.
All right. Yep, sounds good. I might as well go take a look. All right, I'm going to tell the party that's what I'm going to go do and see if anyone wants to go with me. Other than, obviously, there's 2 people I don't want to have come with me. One's Stinky Girl and one's Puss Boy.
I'm in.
Well, if we're going, we should all go. What if you run into more ankegs or
I
something?
was just joking with Libby. She can take the rear, whatever downwind is.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
down to
do
go
it.
with you.
Better than sitting around here with all these, fun loggers.
Okay.
Anyone
So
else coming?
what's the plan? That it was confusing what Adam was saying. We're gonna walk out, leave the camp, and walk around the cliffside.
Yeah, he said walk around the to the north there. So, I mean, I'm not saying we have to go far away, right? But it may be worth our time to at least go take a look.
All right,
Uh,
boys, open the gates.
Are you disagreeing with that, Brian, or?
I'm gonna stay with me brother. I don't feel right leaving him here, bunch of strangers.
Serena, you coming? Okay, cool.
And Adam, I'll try it. I'll do a if Vin's doing another short rest, I'll try to get one in too.
Okay.
I feel like if both of them are staying behind, maybe we should just wait for the whole group. I mean, the bridge is already broken. This isn't.
If we
Right, but
see anything bad, we run.
but sure, but I never am a big believer in split the party up. But he's not going to get better. He's only going to get worse, right? So I'm not sure if we wait, what the value to that is.
Well, this isn't about getting him a cure, right? We're trying to investigate the blockage because we have nothing better to do at the moment. So I'm just nervous about splitting the party this way, especially because going north around the thing takes us straight into where the ankegs were. And I don't want to be 2 people down when
Okay.
complications arise.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So if
Oh,
we
we
go,
were told to just avoid the holes.
so is there an opportunity to find a cure for him down here? Okay, we'll go. I'm not sure what the cure is, so
And I'm just playing my ideals in my bonds, right?
yeah.
So as they all begin to wander out and Baron comes back to the tent and gives me some soup, I hope, I'm gonna look at him and say, "Well, brother, I've been thinking about how we get over that bridge. I got a couple ideas."
Well, spit it out while you're holding it in.
Well, these buttresses, the not buttresses, I'm sorry, the palisades, they've got those long ladders. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could borrow a couple, lay them across the bridge, see if we could make it across nice and easy.
Well, that's a fine idea. Those boils really got your brain working, huh?
Well, there's nothing to do.
You've been sitting there dreaming up a plan. It's a good one. Well, all the
Well,
mates are just walking out the door.
do you want to hear Plan B? Second plan option.
Of course, I'll have a seat.
By that hole with the end kegs that we first saw them, remember?
Yeah.
There was a large tree that had fallen. It was leaned against the rocks, maybe 200 feet north, directly against the cliffside, like running up it, almost to the top. I remember as I walked past it. We
Oh.
could climb directly up that tree, right to the top of the cliff, or close to it at least.
Well, your brain's really working, huh?
Well, Brother, if I'm being honest, this is the first we've set by ourselves and talked about it. If we are heirs to this place, this whole place, we have a duty to come up with plans and protect our friends.
Well,
Vi will be fine, but you should go catch up with them, just in case.
well, here's what I'm thinking. You need a rest, brother. And sitting here ain't doing you no good. You know that the boils are good just going to happen. You can't wish them away. What we'll do, get a short rest. I'll get my mates, and we'll all go together. We'll get you out of here. They won't recognize you. You know, Blixen was saying he's got some of that fancy makeup that he uses. Maybe you could
Fuck the
cover the
makeup.
boils. It's worth.
No.
That's Plan C.
Well, I mean, we only have a few hours left in the day, so we climb up there. We'll waste all of our time climbing and trying to get up there. I think they're just doing some scouting, right?
All right. Yeah. So I'll be off. You'll be fine here, yeah?
Yeah, I'll get some sleep.
Are you sure? Does this tent lock up?
Well, no, but. And then I kind of pull open my cloak a little bit, and you see like the 2 daggers that are lined on my belt. When has anyone ever gotten the drop on me, brother?
Can you just jump in my ring? And I point at my ring and look at you.
I'm assuming he's explained this sometime before. Otherwise, that's a really awkward line.
Well, I have this respite, right? It says I can manage, and I can, but I need to go in there and bring other people with me. I can't just put someone in there, right?
I feel like you had to be higher level before you could even bring somebody in it, right?
Yeah, I think like level 6, but I don't know for sure.
No, it's level 10 for the genie vessel. It's called Sanctuary, I believe, or something along those lines.
Well, I've been reading ahead on my abilities, and it's quite exciting.
Your patron been telling you about the future, brother. Look,
Well,
I'll
it's
be
Plan
okay.
D.
These people seem trustworthy. No one seems to be in
Well,
any ill will. They're all full.
all right, Adam. I'm gonna All right, brother. I'll see what I can do, and I'll leave the tent. But I'm not leaving, Adam. I can't leave my brother in the middle of a bunch of strangers. That's just not gonna work for Baron. So,
Okay.
Yeah, Adam, I'm just gonna pass out. I mean, after I finish scarfing down my soup, my reindeer soup. I know it's still a little early, but I figure I can wake up early and do a little patrol on my own or something if I need to. But that's Vin's cure for anything that ails him. Just go to sleep, wake up, he'll be better.
So is this safe to say then that you're like in the tent until the next morning? Is that your plan?
Pretty much, he's just gonna pass out unless he hears some ruckus outside.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so Serena and Blixel, you guys are a bit outside the logging camp, kind of just scouting out real close by. Yeah, you don't notice that anything really has changed. You can see the dead end keg broodling that you threw over this way, Serena, after Darvin asked you not to have it anywhere near the camp. But yeah, everything else seems to be as you left it.
I wonder if I should drag this thing even further away.
Hey ho, I wasn't sure where we were gonna go, so I went back and came back and forth.
I don't see any lower area. Do you guys see it? Again, I'm not too good at seeing. Everything's a little blurry.
So if you're following the cliff, the ridge here, and looking to see where elevation changes, you certainly can see that it's not perfectly the same height the whole way around. It kind of dips down 5 or 10 feet, then moves back up 5 or 10 feet. So it has changed as you're kind of following along that top cliff area.
Okay. Does there look like there's any place like they were describing about an easier place to ascend?
So you can see from where you're at right now, Blixel, that there are these large rocks that Darvin referenced. So for example, this one that you see right here, this thing's like 20 feet high. So if you were to climb up onto this 20-foot high rock, then the difference between the top of this and the top of this would be like 40-ish feet, right? Still not easy by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, you are noticing more of what he was pointing out.
Well, I'm gonna go. Let's just stay by the wall a little bit longer and see what's what, and then head down. But not too far. Just maybe like half an hour at the most. You guys good with that?
Yeah, I mean, as long as, like, when does it get dark? How many hours from now around?
You're guessing probably 3 hours.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're afraid of the dark, I mean, we could always watch out for the dark to make sure that the dark doesn't attack you or something,
I can actually see. Oh, I'm not afraid of the dark for myself. I can see pretty good in the dark. I'm afraid of someone else just stepping into one of these holes.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Listen, Tabard. I was afraid of the dark. All right, I was. I'm over it now, though.
That's kind of crazy for a drow. I have a hunting trap in my items, and I was wondering if I could set it out in the woods somewhere.
Sure, you can do that.
Shit, set that sucker in front of the
Bear trap.
cave. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not going too close to that hole.
I'll just ask one more time. Are we sure we want to
Nope, not sure at
do
all.
this? I feel like a better plan is to just wait till morning, and then we can all go together, because most of us don't have any magic left. If we encounter anything out here, if we get too far away from camp, we're not going to be able to retreat. I just don't see why we're leaving the brothers behind for reconnaissance
Well,
that we'll be doing anyway when we walk out here tomorrow.
fair enough. I wasn't planning on going far from camp anyway, though. I mean, it's not like I'm planning on going to the next hubble or anything, but that's fine. So.
Sure, but we've already seen the Ankeg hole. There could be more along the ridge. I just don't want to kick the hornet's nest,
Does it matter where I leave the trap?
It does, yeah. Where would you like to leave it? Okay, so feel free to walk over there, and I will drop a icon down so we know that your trap is there.
Thank you.
Okay, your hunting trap has been placed.
Alrighty, let's head back.
She lathered it with peanut butter before she left too.
That hasn't been
that
invented in Cerilia yet.
But that goblin aphrodisiac might do something.
Yeah. You put the trap down using somebody else's hands, though, right?
Mm-hmm. I did cover it with leaves and, prepare it properly.
I did, yeah. Maybe you might catch yourself a goblin if they like it, with the scent you got on you.
All right, Darvin. Which tent's ours again?
As you ask this question of Darwin, he points back to closer by the river.
Is it just one small tent for all of us?
That's the only tent that he said was essentially available at this point. But yeah, so if you look at the size of the tent, it's kind of like, it would probably fit, I would say, 4 of you pretty easily. If you fit 6, you're kind of like right on top of each other.
Oh, I'll be bedrolling it. I'm good.
It's Jason's tent, isn't it?
I
Maybe.
didn't even think about that.
Well, he
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
fit
we
in.
got this. We got this spare tent you could use.
It's not being used.
Serena's gonna set up her bedroll outside.
Okay. All right, so
Hey,
it
Adam.
sounds like everybody's wanting to essentially bunk down here. So those of you that were trying to get a short rest, which I think is Baron and Vin, that time, of course, could pass here shortly. But it's only been like 10 minutes so far since then. Is there anything else anyone's trying to do today, or is it your plan for everybody to sleep through the night into the morning?
I guess.
Sleeping.
Yeah. Remind me of the timing. How long ago did we get back with Kalen? Like, he wouldn't have any kind of new plans to go out and chase the bear, would he? It's only been like an hour and a half.
So, yeah, something like that. No, he's seemingly is content with eating his stew, and you've seen him while you've been here chatting with some of the other loggers.
I don't feel a sense of urgency about that, then. Yeah, I guess we're chilling.
All right. So if nothing else has been declared, everyone's just basically bunking it for the night. I don't think the short rest at that point really matter because everyone's going to stay here overnight. So with that in mind, yeah, let me go ahead and just apply a long rest to everybody.
I was anticipating a raid, Adam, so I wanted to see if I could get a short rest in.
All right. No, I mean, this camp, it looks pretty well fortified. Yeah, you haven't seen any or heard anything along those lines. Yeah, you guys sleep overnight, so you spend a few hours here. A day has passed. Let me check on the condition of Vin there.
Yes, please do. Do I get to make a check? Please
Yes.
tell me yes.
You do indeed. Please give me a blind check.
Okay. Yeah, right. I'm about to pump this thing through full. I'm a roll with inspiration, Adam. And can I do a hero point?
You can, yep. So click your inspiration to burn that, and that means
Okay,
we'll make your
I,
check at advantage, and then burn a hero point as well.
Wait, is that
I
how
just
we're doing?
yeah. So this right. Click that inspiration, and then here's the hero point, right?
Okay, so
13.
your inspiration is 12. Okay, so once you roll, I'm either going to take what you rolled or the 12, whichever is higher, of course.
Oh, so I now roll again.
You roll a blind check now.
I see. I got you. Okay. I got you. I'm catching on, Adam. Sorry, new mechanic.
Yeah, no worries. And you said you spent that hero point, so I'll add 1 on top of that. Okay, yeah, so you guys sleep over through the night. Again, you are quite itchy, kind of scratching at your arms and so forth. It has been very uncomfortable, but eventually you do manage to fall asleep. And yeah, as you wake up in the morning, you notice that these boils and bubbles on your skin look kind of like dried out and flaky. And it looks as though their growth on your arm, stretching up your arm, has kind of stopped.
Perfect. Thank goodness.
Did
I'm
we
gonna
notice-
kind of like kick myself out of the camping tent and be like, "Alrighty, wakey, everyone. Hey, wake
Oh,
up."
he's up. He's bad there.
Well, you seem in better spirits. Can I take a look at him? Like, see if
Come
I
on, Doc.
think.
I'm fine. You always do this since we were like 7, Celine.
We were 8, but yeah, someone has to. So can I look him over and see if I understand what has happened here?
Sure, yeah, give me a blind check. Hard to say. You're not real familiar with this illness. it could be that this has faded based on your knowledge of the illness. You would expect it to look worse, but yeah, you're not really sure.
We'll keep you under observation still. There's a lot we don't necessarily know. But
Well,
the fact that it hasn't progressed overnight is a good sign.
well, I'd have to agree. Well, is everybody be ready?
Aye.
Yep.
All right. What are we up to today, guys?
Well, tell me about these mushrooms that you found. Flingus stinkus? Is that what you said?
Cerilia, you better tell them about those. You're the stinky one.
Well, I discovered that there's moisture on the inside that you have to be very careful not to break the seal of it, otherwise you end up smelling like me. It's a very black substance. But if you can figure out how to harvest it without freeing that, could be a useful stink bomb.
Well, while I was scratching myself all night, I came up with a few plans. What if we successfully grab a few of those mushrooms, then we use them to kind of push the bear out, like smoke it out, right? But no smoke, stink it out. Nothing,
Maybe.
nothing.
It might take a while to make a stink bomb.
It probably need a lot of mushrooms. I mean, that's a big cave there. It's not.
But if you're able to successfully grab a bunch of those mushrooms, let's do it.
I'll go with you.
Well,
Yeah, let us know how it goes.
You know,
well, we got to get rid of the bear. I'm not trying to kill it, right? Because Tavard, you voice concerns.
I voice concerns about the elk. I mean, the bear. I mean,
Well, yeah, it was golden antlers, Tavard.
it was the glee in you guys' eyes when you're sitting there saying, "Let's kill that wild beast, that majestic animal."
We're hunters.
not me. I thought it was a religious sign.
Well, because of that, this is why I ask you. You don't want us to kill the bear, right?
I haven't even seen the bear yet.
I can move my hunting trap outside of the cave, but it might catch Kalen when he's an idiot enough to go back there.
Hey,
Which,
I got a general question, Adam. Hunters in this hamlet, they'd kill a bear, right? Like, it's not. I mean, nowadays it's all 2024. It's kind of like, why would you kill a bear? But I mean, if you're surviving in the woods and you needed the bear skin and meat, would that be a taboo thing to do in this world?
I would say, your regular average hamlet inhabitants would think that a bear is pretty tough to try to take down, so they generally would stay away from a bear. Professional hunters, like people who that's their job, then yeah, they might say, "Oh, I'm going to go take down a bear," and that's like a sign of accomplishment for them. Think of it as like a trophy kill kind of thing. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of, aside from the small faction of priests of Eric that used to be very popular here in Cariele and aren't as much any longer. There's not a whole lot of like, real big super animal friendships that would try to avoid hurting animals.
Yeah. Okay. So, no. I mean, I would imagine half of us would think it's a good idea to just go get a trophy kill.
Well, as far as tavern goes, remember, I'm not like a cleric or anything like that. I just believe wild animals should be left alone. Just to let you know what I would be telling you guys. But in the same, I also would understand there's a big bear right near a settlement, right? So
Event
which
not
is why,
going to escalate to.
I'm saying instead of kill it, we scare it off, push it
Wait,
away.
wait. I can't get in my head, Bill. Are you a vegetarian dwarf?
no, no, he's not against eating and stuff. He, but I just got done saying like the bear. I could see saying, hey, we need to get a bear out of either by killing it or by whatever. But I'm not gonna just kill something for fun and glory, right?
Don't worry, Tavern. We'll use every square inch.
I have something called ethics.
I think Serena don't have a problem with
No,
it.
she don't have a problem. She's all about the trophy kill. I mean, I
I
Tavern,
said we'll use every square inch.
yeah.
Well,
But I don't know if you noticed too when we killed the elk with because the damage was already done. I made a comment. Tavern made a comment, I should say, that said, "Well, let's go ahead and get all the meat and do all this other stuff because that at least says we didn't waste it."
Okay.
Oh, I get where Bill's coming from.
Yeah.
well, okay. Well,
I don't
how
just
about we
go
leave?
outside and kill squirrels for the fun of it, Brian. I'm
I
sorry.
wanted you to be a vegetarian dwarf. I think that would be really cool.
Well,
Well,
if you
look.
did kill a squirrel, we would eat the meat.
Well, we know bears are usually active right away at the day and right before the night. So why don't we leave the bear for tonight? Yeah, and we go figure out what's up with the waterfall. Fair? No killing involved there. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's go.
Depends on what's out there.
Well, I have two ideas. First, we steal some ladders, see if we could use them as a bridge to cross over where the waterfall broke it. Little dangerous.
Uh,
But the
What's your
second
second
one's
idea?
better.
Well, the second idea is there was a large tree that looked like it had fallen against the cliff up by where where Jason was on that little stand. I think maybe we could use that to climb to the top more efficiently and then just walk over.
All
What do you
right.
think?
I
Take a
vote
look
for
at-
option B because option A sounds really dangerous to me.
Especially because the water is still presumably pouring down through the spot where it broke. So
You got it.
it's gonna be very wet ladders.
Well,
Probably break the
let,
ladders too.
let
But-
me show you where it's at.
But I like that you're considering all options, Vin. It's
Shows
important.
great king leadership there, buddy.
Oh, Vin, do you need the healing?
No, I feel great.
Hey, I
Right,
did
just
like the
need some
name
sleep.
Crab King, but
Oh, I don't like that name. And let's keep that talk a little bit quieter.
Yeah, it's usually more of a third date kind of thing.
Wow, Celine, was that a joke? Take you out of your house for a full couple of days and you just become a regular crackpot.
Sure. As we're going, I do suggest we give that hole a wide berth where the pancakes came out.
I don't remember where it's at.
Do we have everyone in the party? We're missing somebody.
God, I hope so. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Alright. This way. And I think it's around the tree. I believe we go through these bushes, maybe? Yes. Yeah. This way. I can kind of see the remnants of the hole over here, so.
We're leaving Serena behind. By the way.
Oh my gosh, my map just crashed. But I was attempting to move into view where I could see where I left my hunting trap, and I was just curious if I caught anything.
You make your way up there, look across the opening. You see your hunting trap is still there, but there is nothing in it.
Alrighty, I'm gonna leave it for now.
Okay. Follow the line
Just pretend I'm
Of-
keeping up.
Fair enough.
dead trees. If I remember seeing it, thinking, oh, I'd like to climb that. And I'm gonna stop like right here and point to it. Right there.
The drunk guy's still alive, by the way. Can we
Yep,
see him?
he is actually standing and moving about. He is no longer passed out.
Awesome. See, Dylan, there was nothing to worry about.
Well, sleeping on the job is never recommended. Not in the slightest. There you are, everyone. Behold, the tree.
All right,
Wow.
sure enough, as what you spot here along this rocky crevice area, you see these large rocks that seemingly have likely fallen from up top. You can see what looks to be a dead tree, pretty large, stretches from the ground level about 10 feet short of the top of the cliff.
Are there like branches and stuff on the tree that look like they had good handholds, or is this just like a
Well, it's dead.
Great
You could
shot.
use a dagger. Stab
It-
and climb.
It does not look like there's, handholds or anything. It certainly doesn't look like it's designed to be climbed, if that's what you're asking.
does it look feasible to climb, or is it
Sure.
just like a
Yeah, you
bare-
think it's probably going to come down to like a die roll, maybe.
yeah?
Sure
What if we
is the
made
DM's
notches in it
favorite
as we
word.
went along? Would that increase our chances?
Say that one more time, Serena.
If we made notches in it as we went along to kind of keep our hold on it, would that help our chances?
Notches.
build
What do
a
you mean by
ladder?
notches?
Like build a ladder into it, like cut little pieces
Yeah,
so we
like
could climb.
footholds.
Yeah.
I
see
mean,
what you're saying.
possibly, but that you think that would probably take a really long time.
I'm in no rush.
How tall is the cliff on this side?
Right here, it's about 50 feet from the ground to the top.
Someone's
And
gonna fall
the
into
cliff itself, Adam, how tricky does it look to climb, like over here compared to over there?
It's more there's more levels here, so instead of being just like flat where it would be much more difficult to climb, there's like steps, and then there's changes in elevation, so it certainly looks like it would be easier to climb here than it is over by the camp.
Sure. So what I'm thinking is, if we were to get, say, 30 feet up the tree, and then someone slips and falls, they wouldn't fall all the way down to the bottom. They might catch themselves on the.
They might. It depends on
plateau.
how badly they roll.
Always down
Does
to the
anyone want
bottom.
to roll for me?
Let me ask you this: as level 1 adventurers, is there like a way we could survey it and just see if there's if there's an easier path, or is that we should lean towards, or is the tree the easiest path?
So based on what you've seen so far, I would say the tree certainly seems like it gives you the best chance rather than just roughing it trying to climb it if you're intent on trying to get to the top.
How much?
Well, look, we only need one person to make it, and
Yeah,
then the rest throws a rope down.
Is there
Pixel
enough
hops on.
space? Is there enough space, does it look like, on one of the plateaus where someone could like hop off the tree, throw a rope down, and help the others up?
Yeah.
Like around here somewhere. Well, I think we got this, guys. What do you think?
I've got a pretty good chance. I'm pretty proficient at like climbing and using dex for stuff.
Well, Blixel, you wanna try it first?
I mean, I'll go first or second. It doesn't matter to me. I think I can do it.
I feel like.
I don't have rope though. Just heads
Yeah.
up.
I will take my pack off and hand you the hempen rope that is attached to the bottom of my traveler's pack. Explorer's pack, sorry.
So the monk should stay down there. Okay, got it, guys.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I mean, whoever has the
Pete.
best athletics
Yeah.
should go up and then throw a rope down for the rest of us.
Or acrobatics, depends.
It's gonna be
just
athletics.
climb it.
Yeah, it's
Somebody
pretty
yeah.
much
climb it.
never acrobatics
I'm
to
good.
climb, but helping you not fall would be acrobatics.
Blixel's just gonna go up. He's gonna try it. We're scaling up a literal bridge up to the cliff, so I'm gonna just do it.
Okay, so you're free climbing this, no rope, nothing like that, just basically hopping on the tree and just trying to ascend while hugging the tree and getting as high up as you can.
Yep.
You have rope before you go up?
I got rope from Dylan.
All right, go ahead and give me a
Because-
blind
well-
check here, Blixel.
Before he does that, I think I will play my card.
Nice.
I'm very worried about this. So, where's the? It's on the side somewhere.
On the right side, yep, you'll notice that red square. All right, you have played the We Can Do It card. Use this at any time. You and your group gain advantage on your next skill check within 1 minute. Yeah, good play of a card.
All right.
Nice.
But to us, we don't experience anything, right? It's like very meta off of what
It
we're
is.
doing.
Yep. Now you can describe, like, if you're not going to necessarily see the skill check, but go ahead and roll, and we'll see how fun we want to describe this. So actually you have no trouble climbing this at all, Blixel. So you make your way up. Again, you're moving at half speed. So you get up. I'm going to put you, say, here. So let's see. That's 5. I'm going to put you one more. So that's 5. So say 10, 20, 30. That's like 40. If you're climbing and dashing, we'll call it 50, 60. So that gets you to there.
Okay. Is there any place to? I know I might not have like an action or whatever for this term, but to tie the rope off, so I can tie it off and send it back down.
So as you get up to the top here and you look around, anywhere where you see the sort of like green, this is more flat ground, okay? So that would be easy to stand on, but you could certainly reach over and tie something without having to stand. But again, it's going to require a check to see to tie, how well you do, all that fun stuff. But yeah, you certainly can tie somewhere right around you.
Okay.
Hey, Blixel.
Hey, what's up? That wasn't very hard. You guys can all probably do it.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
that was impressive. Can you reach underneath the tree? Can you wrap the rope around the top?
I could tie it off on some stuff around here. Yeah. Here. And he ties it.
So just
to
as a
whatever's-
reminder, you're 60 feet up right now, right? And how long is your rope?
It's 50 feet. So,
Okay.
Yeah. So, right? That's the rope you gave me, is the 50-footer?
Yeah, that's the hempen rope you get with the Explorer's Pack is the 50-foot one.
So
I
that
believe,
would take
right,
you to
Adam?
about there.
Yeah.
I believe they're all 50 feet by default.
So,
yeah,
I
it's
guess
10 pounds.
Is
I'll
he at the
tie-
top? What do you
He's
see?
close.
Does he have to keep climbing, or you're at the top?
No, there's still a little bit of rocks here at the top. But the rope only goes so far. So, if I don't tie it off here, like, I'm going to tie it off and sort of drape it over the log so that you guys can pick it up 10 feet up.
Okay.
Or actually, you know what? I'm just going to go down 10 feet, if possible. How awkward it is. But go
Little
down
backwards
10
shimmy.
Yeah. Go down 10 feet and then tie it off so that it reaches all the way down.
You got any pitons in that Explorer pack?
Give me another blind check there, Blixel, as you climb back downwards, trying to shimmy yourself down. Yep, yeah, no problem whatsoever.
I look at Serena and say, "The fuck is a piton?"
And I tie it and I throw it. And I go, it's easy. And then I'm going to continue. Blixel will continue to move up.
All right, so you can get off of the tree, no problem. Now, you're at this kind of rocky part, so you're trying to climb to the very top, I assume, here, Blixel.
Yep.
All right, so one final check to make your way to the top.
You got this. Let's go.
Yep, you're able to do so. All right, you climb to the top, and as you crest the edge, this is what you're able to see.
Oh, it's real nice up here, guys.
Yeah,
Come on up.
Sarcastic or not?
Adam, how far is this little flat patch from the base?
That would be like 15 feet, 20 feet off the ground.
Okay. Well, Tavad, you're next.
Of course. Adam, I'm gonna go up there, and I'll give you a check.
And so I'm assuming you're using the rope that he tied off, and you're climbing along the rope.
Yep, definitely.
Okay, yep, blind check. Yep, yeah, you're able to do so. So you get to, again, your speed is 60, so you're climbing up the rope, you'd be able to get to like there.
Okay, I'm gonna keep on going, trying to. I'll do another check, whatever I need to do to get on top.
Yep,
with my
another
buddy
one
there.
more check to get to the top. no longer have the rope. You had advantage using the rope, so I'm going to give you advantage on this check now because of the card Celine played. Luckily, because you just natty one'd your first roll, but
Woohoo!
yes,
Got that out of the way, didn't
Nice.
you do manage to make it to the top.
I'm gonna try to go next before the card expires because I need all the help I can get.
Okay.
And Adam, can I tie off my rope to anything that's up here to help people through the rest of the way, if that makes sense?
You certainly could, yeah.
Okay,
Please do.
that's what I'm gonna do. So
I
that
got
way
no
they're
proficiency. I got
yeah, because I got a
-1.
rope too. So that way they would just have 2 ropes and thanks for that card, by the way.
Yeah. This would be-
Blixel high fives you, Tavern, as you ascend to the top.
Woohoo!
Okay, Celine, sounds like you're up next. And yeah, this obviously is taking a bit of time. So yeah, you grab onto the rope. Go ahead and give me a blind check as you start ascending.
Yep, and my intention is to burn anything I have to not fall and break my neck. So if I gotta spend lucky, if I gotta spend inspiration, I don't know
Okay.
how to declare that when it's a blind check. But
No, the way you just did it's perfect. Now I know. So,
all right, here we go.
Hey, you still got that inspiration from last week. May as well use that one if you have to today, right?
so you fail this check, Celine. So because you failed, if you wish to spend a luck point, you can click that, and that would burn a luck point and would throw a third roll.
Use the inspiration though, because that way
Well,
they're.
it's already at advantage, right?
It was already advantage. Yep.
Oh.
And luck should be built in as an attack for you there, Celine.
Yeah. There's a lot of. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fail
Okay.
anyway.
Yep. Unfortunately, that will also fail. That would be now a 7 with your failure. Okay, so you failed. You can spend a hero point if you wish. Your best roll so far is an 8 total with your penalty
Oh
for
my
strength.
Good.
So yeah, if you wish to spend a hero point, you could.
Do I know how far I'm getting up, or am I like currently slipping and falling, or is this?
It depends on if you spend your hero point or not. So think of this as like you're trying to get to the same part like Tavern and Blixel both were,
Sure.
which is basically midpoint on the tree. We don't know if you succeeded or not because you're doing like intercessory things.
Yeah, I got you. I will spend the hero point just to try to get over a 10 because I feel like getting over a 10 is probably safer. And does the hero point no longer scales with our class, right? It's all the same.
It's all the same. Yep. And again, that's also an attack, so just click it. Okay, so that makes you a 13, which is a success. So you managed
Nice.
to climb up to here.
All right. And
Scared for her life. Sweating.
I'm so fucking terrified of just fucking biffing it. And
Holding the tree for
Yeah.
dear life.
so now I'm up here. How far down was this flat platform from where I'm at?
From where you're at right now, that would be like 15 or 20 feet down.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Celine, grab
What?
his rope. Tavar's
Yeah.
got his rope.
No shit. Can I
Just
grab
grab
the
it.
rope? I don't. Saline doesn't say no shit, but the player thinks it. I'm gonna grab the rope and I'm gonna call up to them and ask them to like pull me up because I'm not confident in my ability to make it the rest of the way. The end of the rope has been tied and they're still up there, so they can grab the other end of the rope, right?
Yeah, I mentioned that I tied it off and I've got it, and also I'm doing everything I can to make it.
Yeah, I would say Tavern certainly can. If you tried to get more than one person holding this side of it, I don't think there'd be enough slack to reach you.
Okay, that's okay. But they can help pull on the rope, and hopefully that gives me some kind of bonus to get me up here.
We'll certainly find out.
We'll try. Okay. Same thing. This is
Jordan,
was
I
a-
would be making fun of you because of all your
Look,
but you have rolled crappy. So.
we are level 1.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I got
you
10
know.
hit points. Even 20 feet scares me.
I understand.
So yeah.
So Tavern, I'm going to ask a blind check from you, and this is going to be... Actually, I'm going to ask 2 blind checks from you. The first one is how good of a knot you tied here, because now this is going to be important. And then the second one is going to be your ability to assist Celine. So go ahead and throw 2 blind checks for me.
Yeah, just to let you know, I tied it off, but I'm also holding on to it to help pull people up.
Yeah, but you're holding on to it, but because it's tied off, I think there's sort of the expectation that it's going to hold her, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. I just wanted to explain what I was doing, just to make sure there wasn't any misunderstanding when she falls to
Gotcha.
her death. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Damn it. This is not how I want to die. I just let you know.
All right, so it turns out that your rope was tied well, so there's no issues there. However, maybe it's like you had some chicken in the morning or something. It's kind of like grease on your hands. You're not
Fish.
able to provide any help for fish grease. Yeah, not able to provide any help here. So this is just a straight check from you, Saline. As you're trying to climb up, you notice it's kind of like just slipping out of Tavern's hands as you start ascending.
Do I still benefit from the advantage because of the first one was because that rope is tied off and that supported our weight, right? Do I still have the card, or has it been a minute now?
No, you would still have the card. This would be the last point use of the card.
All right, well, here we go.
You got it.
I will also. Has it been 6 seconds? Can I burn another luck point if I have to?
Yeah, yep, you'll be able to, yep.
Sure.
Okay, so with advantage, you fail on this check. So would you like to spend a luck point?
Yes.
Or a hero point, your choice.
I don't think I have another hero point, right? We only get one?
When you take a long
Get
rest,
two.
you get them all back, so you should have one.
Okay, I'll spend a hero point too. I'll
So
burn another
I
luck-
would do just one at a time, because if one
Yeah.
succeeds, you don't want to do the other one.
I don't feel lucky. I feel a little lucky.
All
but,
right, you spend a luck point, and that is a success, so you do manage to climb up the rest of the way.
Hardest part of the
Nice.
campaign is over now, boys.
That was a DC 10, by the way.
High five. You get a
I'm
high
not-
five.
I'm not surprised. Now we gotta get down, by the way.
Is your strength like a 5 or something?
It's an 8.
Okay.
So, Jordan, how'd you lose all your
Woo!
resources? Well, I climbed a tree.
I climbed a tree. Look, here.
You did it! Good
Adam,
job!
how far would I have fallen if I failed the first check? I just want to see how much damage I would have taken.
Well, let's see what everybody else does first, so...
Yeah, okay.
All right, so
All
rest of the team, that card has expired, so a minute has certainly passed by this point in time.
My token is stuck on something. I'm going to try to move out of the
No,
rest
you're
of
good. Let me just move you a little bit. You're probably caught in the one-way vision.
you. Yeah.
I'm gonna look at my brother and say, well, we don't just have one bed anymore, but that doesn't mean our competitions have to stop, yeah?
Well, that's true. But this is your bread and butter. I don't think I'll do much better than Saline.
Bullshit, I'm not a great climber.
Right. I bet you
I'm a great faller, if
we'll
that's
see
what
who
you
can
mean.
get there first.
I'll time you. We'll do Cariles. 1 Caril, 2 Caril, 3 Caril, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, Adam, I'll go next. I'm gonna use my amazing dexterity though, because I could see what's happening. I'm gonna make sure my foot's properly put in and use my acrobatic skills.
Doesn't help you in the slightest, but go ahead and give me a blind check.
All right, I'm going to hold on to the rope though, and if I fail, I'm gonna use a hero point.
All right, you succeed, getting halfway up. That'll put you to like there. Whoop, wrong, brother. I dragged 1 second.
That won't
All
be
right,
the
there.
first time.
I'm
All right.
sure it won't, yeah.
I'm gonna grab the other rope and hold me up. Covered, it's a bet. See if you can get me here faster. See if you can help
Adam,
me,
you need a
maybe.
blind check.
Sure, yep.
Yeah,
once
dirt on his
again-
hands to get rid of the fish.
Unfortunately, not able to provide any assistance here, Tavern.
All right, a blind check, and if I fail, I'll hero point.
You managed to climb up the rest of the way.
That was so hard, brother. Good luck.
I forgot to count. Oh, Serena's got us. All right, my turn. So I'll grab the rope at him, and I'm gonna not at all try to go fast and bust my ass, but I am gonna try to shimmy faster than he shimmied.
Okay, fair enough. Go ahead and give me a blind check. And yeah, go ahead and post that. Yes, you're able to climb up pretty quickly.
Perfect. And then I'll grab the rope and say, Tavern, ready?
Yeah, I'm doing
This is
great
your
so far. Here you go.
redemption.
Yeah, something with your hands here, Tab. You are just not. That's 3 failures in a row. You are not getting a grip at all.
Oh man. All right.
Can I press like 50 times just to see what my percentages are?
Um. Adam, I'll go ahead and burn my inspiration on this one because I had Are they advantage on both the checks because of the rope? Is that what?
If
Can
you're
I not burn my
using
inspiration?
no, if you're using a rope, you have advantage. But this rope that is sort of like tied off, Tavard's trying to aid you rather than rely on like the strength of the rope. So he's trying to assist you, but unfortunately was unable to. So you can spend inspiration here if you wish to get advantage.
Can I give my inspiration to Bill to try to be better with the freaking rope to roll again? Can I blast him with my inspiration?
I don't see why that would be any benefit to you. I would just use it yourself.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking about if he does actually pull the rope and help me up, I'll be faster than my brother and I'll win the competition here.
That's what he wants to.
I see. Okay. Sure. So I'll just take. Do you want him to re-roll or take the second roll that he already rolled?
Whew, we're talking about Bill here, Adam. I'm gonna have him roll
Does
a
it matter?
brand new check. Brand new check.
Good,
Fresh
good
check.
call. Good call. His other one was terrible as well. So, Tavern, go ahead and go throw me a new blind check, and then
money,
Vin,
money,
go ahead and
money.
click your inspiration to burn that.
Okay. All right, I will.
I just want to go to Vegas next.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
this time Tavern is able to. Oh, that's saying you didn't have inspiration. Did you have inspiration?
I accidentally clicked the down arrow instead of clicking the inspiration button. I did. I had 1 inspiration from the beginning, remember?
Nope, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah, no worries. So this time, yes, Tavern, you do indeed are able to grab onto the rope and lift Vin up, which gets him to the top faster than Baron did.
How many Careels was that, Serena? Who won?
Finn.
Ah!
All right. Well, you make me dinner tonight.
All right, Serena, the last one.
If anyone can do it, the barbarian can do it.
Oh,
Serena
you did not just
climbs
say that.
up pretty effortlessly to get up halfway. And I'm assuming continues climbing.
Yep.
All right, one more check.
Did it not go through?
I'm gonna help Tavard with this one. Adam, I'll grab the rope in assistance.
Unfortunately, there's not enough slack to do that. Tavard is not able to garner any help here, but Serena doesn't need it. She climbs up very quickly to get to the
There you
top.
go.
You
All right,
know
boss,
what?
Liz.
I promised myself I wouldn't be as bad as Cartoon.
We
You know
just-
what I'm thinking, brother? How much experience points do we get for spending all this time to climb up a tree?
We just
Hey.
beat the final boss of the campaign, honestly.
Look, I thought it was a great plan. We didn't fall off the cliff. Now we have 2 ropes to get down, too. Sometimes when I have to stay in and sit down, I can come up with a good plan.
How's the view from up here?
It's
Pretty
really
good.
nice up here.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that was a DM question, you can see quite far from up here.
I guess we're off, huh? Where are we going?
We're going
Well,
to the waterfall,
Well,
brother.
The blockage is down.
The whole reason we climbed up here.
No,
Oh,
I know,
Tavern,
but the
you just
tokens
stepped
are
back
just
onto
moving.
that. I'm going to need another No, I'm just kidding.
No, everyone just started moving.
Everyone's talking about their moving, and I'm like, man, I can't move my token.
Yeah,
Oh, you were in. Okay, let me get you a little bit on the grass there.
you talk about. I mean, I don't see where your tokens are going, right? All of a sudden, I look up and I'm like, where is everybody?
Due
Yeah.
south.
We're over here.
I gotta keep up with Blixel. You know how it is.
Yeah. Gotta follow the river.
It's nice. Adam, can we see anything yet that's different about this river up here? Like, if I stop and look at the bank, do I see? Oh, that's in the water. Do I see any mushrooms, or do I see any of that weed that we found?
Blind check there, Vin.
I'm stuck on something again. I follow the group and don't get too close to the ledge and fall to my death.
As
I'm
you
reaching a point where I can't see anything.
Yeah, you guys are both trying to bulldoze through a tree, so let me just move you around the other side. All right, so as you scan this area here, Vin, looking for anything of interest, anything like mushrooms, anything like that? No, I will say that the water flows a bit quicker up here, so you can see it's like kind of a real clean-looking, pristine water, and it has a decent speed to it as it moves south and southwest.
Well, I'm not an expert, but this water looks way better than that water that poisoned. What was her name? Denise? Dennis? Dolores?
Denise.
Anybody remember? Denise. Got it.
Denise.
First instinct.
Way better. I mean, it's flowing faster, which is usually good. Not
Well,
stagnant, but
you also probably shouldn't walk in this one. If it's flowing faster and we can see it, then that means it can take you. Old fishing.
Adam, I want to take a look
Tutelage.
in the water just to see if I can see any of those vines that were, or weeds or whatever.
In this area right close by, you do not see any.
Okay. Definitely not wanting to step on any of those mushrooms either.
Oh, there's another tower over here.
As you get closer to this tower, Vin, you don't spot anybody up above. You can see this little ladder that leads up to the platform there. It is a good 15 feet or so above where you're currently standing.
Can I climb up top and see what's up there? 'Cause
I would
if
just like to
nothing's
say
going-
real quick here, guys, I find this so hilarious. Like, some of you guys look so terrified of this water that you won't put a foot in it. So you're like trying to go through the tree somewhere.
listen.
Yeah, I'm not
We're
gonna
being
go near
safe.
that water.
It's
So I'm
level-
trying to get
it's-
through the tree.
I'm just cracking up. It's like, stay 10 feet away from the ledge, 10 feet away from the water, 10 feet away.
Right down the middle, yep.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
what happens
there's
when you have
no
10
way.
hit points and a fall can kill you, right?
Yeah.
I can't find a path through. I don't know how you guys did it.
You can
I-
you can move
I
around the
magically
tree.
drag
So
myself past the tree.
Yeah.
Just gonna
there
jump
you
into
go.
water.
keep in mind, again, the water right next to the shore is not deep or anything like that. So even if you step around there, you're fine.
Yeah, but riptides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's not that strong. Like, you're not going to get knocked away. Like, again, you guys are playing real fearful, and I totally get it based on history. But remember, this is more of a casual campaign.
Uh-huh.
Scarlet Citadel scarred me for life.
I see it. Yeah.
Sand piranhas come out and
I'm gonna climb this ladder, Adam. I just want to climb up and get a look over and see. Well, I guess I want to look at what they were looking at, because it looks like it's overlooking from the hole.
So let's start one by one. So you're ascending the ladder to get to the top of the platform, right?
Yes.
All right, so you climb to the top of the platform. As you do, this is like a sheltered area. It's not real fancy. Obviously, it looks like it was constructed from wood that was likely cut down real close by. But yeah, you have a good view here, even better than just from the top. You can kind of see down, and sure enough, you can see right around that hole, maybe not the far east part of it, but you can see, close by it, you notice the NCAG corpses there. You also notice that this has a few accoutrements here in the platform. So think like a couple of bedrolls. You notice that there is a small table. There is a couple odds and ends that maybe people were using for like eating food, a knife, a fork, that kind of thing. There's a few bits of like cloth and yarn. So it looks like there's definitely, someone's been here. You're not really sure how recent, but on a brief glance, that was what you're able to see.
Okay. I'll come to the ledge, not like down the ladder, but I'll look over and say, well, it looks like somebody. Well, I wouldn't say lives here, but there's bedrolls and food stuff, but no one's home. And I'm gonna turn back and look in. Do I see any kinds of like a struggle or blood anywhere or anything like that?
Meaning you want to search up here?
Yeah, I'll take some time to search.
All right, go ahead and give me a blind check.
Horrible stat roll.
That
All
was
right, here we go.
How much damage do I take from the fall?
Oh.
All right, you search around this area. As you're kind of like search around looking for anything that looks out of the ordinary, you notice one of these bedrolls as you kind of like just move it off to the side a little bit, it hits something physical, and as you kind of pull it back, you see that there is a small footlocker that looks like it was hidden by this bedroll.
Ooh.
Nice.
Well,
Hidden deliberately or
It certainly looks like that, yeah.
All right. Well, I can hear my brother's voice in my head echoing. Brother, don't just pick anything up without making sure there's no traps. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm gonna give it a once over at him, make sure nothing's like fishy.
Meaning you want to search it for traps?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and give me another blind check. None that you can see.
Perfect. Is there a lock on it?
There is, yes.
Oh man, just a thieves' tools check? Holy
If you're
moly!
trying to break out your thieves' tools and unlock it, yes.
Yeah, I definitely am. Shoot, I want to be successful, so I'm gonna throw a hero point on my check at him. And
Okay.
is the thieves' tool check it's gonna be a blind check, I imagine,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So I'm not clicking thieves' tools. Just wanted to be sure. Nice.
All right, so with the hero point, yes, you are indeed able to unlock this footlocker.
Nice. What's inside?
Okay, as you pop it open, you notice that there is a couple of pieces of parchment inside, as well as a fairly large cloth sack.
Nice. Sack first, always. Documents for my brother and Saline. That's how it always goes when I find stuff. But what's in the sack?
Yes, as you reach to the sack and kind of just touch it, you can hear the sound of clinking coins on the inside.
Oh, nice. All right. I will pull the sack taut again and then tie it to my belt along with where my other pouches are. And I'll just quickly unroll the parchment and look at it. Does it look important, or is it like a letter to their lover or something?
So it's not rolled parchment, it's just like a few pieces of scrap parchment, but as you kind of just pick them up and scan at them, it looks like correspondence between somebody and one of the loggers here. It's like really rough writing, but if you want to try to read it fully, you can, but just on a quick glance, it looks like some kind of a business arrangement between this individual and a logger here in the camp.
Nope, that's not for me. So I will hop down and climb down the ladder at him, and I will hand the heavily scrawled pieces of parchment to Saline and say, I found this. Looks like something important, I guess, maybe.
Okay.
And then
I'll
I-
look at it.
Yeah, so you notice that this is written in kind of a heavy hand, and the summary of what this explains is that it looks like this is a message from somebody who's kind of like higher up in the guild. There's a name that's sort of written on the bottom, but you're not sure if this is a full name or maybe just like a nickname or something like that, but it says VHAR, and that sort of is how it's signed in the lower right corner. But yeah, it says, here is your payment for services rendered. Keep your eyes open.
Interesting. I'll convey that to Lynn. No mention of what the services are?
No.
Okay.
What took you so long?
oof. Well, look what I found.
There's a drain behind you.
Well, hold on. Let me get this straight, brother. I'm gonna whisper just to him. Try to, at least. So, you mean to come here and make friends with these new people, and then the next day you take their coin?
No one's home, brother.
But somebody's going to be home, and they're going to say, my coin bag's been stolen, and they're going to look at the strangers who showed up at their door just 24 hours ago. Put it back.
No one's around. Who saw me anyways? You wouldn't even know if I didn't show you.
But it's probably better off.
Okay, well, forget about it. And I'll walk away.
And I'll shake my head and follow.
Am I able to see what that obstruction stuff is down there?
Yes, from where you're currently standing, it is difficult to make out well, but you do notice two large logs that seems as though they're caught between these fairly decent-sized rocks that are right at the edge of the waterfall.
I'm gonna tell the group, hey, we should check to see for footprints to see if we can tell if those logs were placed there intentionally or not.
Hey Adam,
So,
can I just mention something with the map before you guys? I like your train of thought. These greenery around here, does it remind me of the stuff that's at the bottom of that's at the south part of the map where we look for the mushrooms and the
It does not. That is supposed to represent underwater rocks to give you an idea that it's kind of like shale or rocky right near the edge there.
Okay.
Adam, I'd
So-
like to investigate to kind of see if I can get an opinion on if potentially those logs were put there on purpose or if they just fell downstream.
And I assume you're doing that by just eyeballing them from a distance?
Well, I'm going to be getting up closer, but I'm going to be looking for footprints before I go to, I'm going to be
Okay,
looking for
fair enough.
footprints
So,
and things
yeah,
like
I
that.
gotcha. Okay, so blind check as you look for any kind of signs of foot traffic in this area. None that you can see, Tabard.
That doesn't mean anything, but yeah, okay, cool. At least I rolled dice.
Are there any like smaller trees or vegetation along the riverbank that it looks like a tree could have fallen out of like the copse or whatever into the river?
Okay, yeah, sure. Blind check on that as well, Saline. I'll say that's a little bit of a longer check. Probably you spend like 5 minutes kind of walking up and down the tree looking for any areas where, as part of the larger trees, like is one snapped off or anything along those lines. But based on your check, no, you don't find anything like that.
I guess it's my turn to think of something. I want to look at the logs themselves. Adam, do these look like natural, like, because as we were walking down here, I didn't see stumps or anything up on the top of the ridge here. So did maybe these just fall and float down the river and get stuck? Like, can I see by the edges of them in any way, or are they all submerged? I know for the picture they're on top there, but is there any way I can see if they were cut or if they were just broken?
Yes. So looking at the edge of the one that kind of sticks out more towards the middle of the river, it does look like it is cut, like axe cut, is why it's more smooth on this side.
Okay. Well, those are definitely cut logs, everyone.
What are you
What?
thinking? This is the services rendered?
Well, what services would that be? I mean, the water still flows. I'm not understanding what exactly.
They broke the bridge.
Cuts off their ability to keep a lookout from up here.
Well, why don't we see where the path would go down on the other side? Right, it
Well,
runs up the ridge. Why don't we follow it? See there first, and then let's make conclusions.
Well, but I would also say that when we told them we were going to come up here, nobody said, oh, by the way, there's guys already up there, right?
That's true. There was no mention of this.
Well,
There's another outpost over here. You want to check that out?
There's. Well. Adam, at the bottom of the ladder, I'll just kind of look up and I'm not going to shout, but, I'll raise my voice. Oh, here we go. And I'll say, hello.
You hear nothing in response as you kind of get closer and take a look. That was me locking tokens so I can make a check real quick before people are moving around.
I gotta refresh.
I think I'm on top of somebody, Adam.
Not on my screen, you're not.
Okay.
You might need to refresh if it's lagging for you. Yeah, no response to as you call out though, Vin.
Okay. I will give it a climb, Adam, about 15 feet like the last one.
Yes. Yep. All right. So you climb up to the top here. This check that I just made for you was to notice that this platform is not particularly stable. Both you and Blixel failed this check horribly. So as you begin to climb this outpost, this platform, your much larger frame, you realize that this whole platform is starting to sag and actually leaning south towards the edge here. I'm going to need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, I'm going to dive over towards safe ground Here we go.
Okay, you manage to do so as you leap out and get back to ground as you see this platform actually sags enough that it leans down. It doesn't tumble down like the cliff face or anything like that, but it is no longer climbable and it is essentially like flat to the ground now.
That wasn't me.
Oh, you almost got Final Destination over there, man.
Hey, maybe it may be a good idea to go check that to see if that was sabotaged.
Oh.
We can look inside,
Whoa.
right?
What
Whoa.
the fuck is happening?
Sorry, that one was me. I was trying to just put an X through this platform so you guys knew that this wasn't still standing. Hang on one sec.
Thought he was trying to put an X where all the gems were, you know.
There we go. Mission accomplished.
So
Well,
it's like on the ground now. Is there a way for us to like look inside?
So it has essentially been flattened. So think of this as the logs that were the support of the platform. As Vin started climbing it, the whole thing sagged down and it is now flattened.
Okay. But there doesn't appear to be. Is there any sort of gear or anything like that we can see in the like rubble of it?
Not that you can see. If it is, you're thinking the roof that kind of sagged down is probably just covering it completely. You'd have to try to pull the roof off.
Tavad brings up a good point. Sabotage.
Check the legs to see if maybe they were, you know, snapped.
Cut. Yeah. Serena, do you want to help me? You did just as much cutting as I did, if not more. I don't know what I'm
I
looking
can give
for.
it a try, but I'm not too investigative of a
I can
person.
try.
Adam, does the current seem like strong right before the waterfall here?
It does, yep.
Okay.
Well, saline, what we're looking for is like, I don't know, cuts into the support beams, axe cuts, so they won't be straight. They'll be jagged.
All right, and quick time check, guys. So, seeing that we're about halfway through our session here, I usually try to wait for a more opportune moment. Should have pulled the trigger right when Vin survived jumping out of the collapsing hut here. But yeah, let's go ahead and pause, take our 15-minute break, and we'll pick up on the other side.
Cool.
All right. How are
All right, we are back with the team currently in the logging camp atop the elevated portion here north of the camp itself. We just had a narrow miss with Vin managing to jump off of this platform before it crashed, potentially doing some really bad harm.
You say narrow miss, I say elegant dismount.
And then you guys did a check, or did that go through before break?
Yeah, we were going to Saline. I was explaining to Saline. I was mansplaining. It was an RP thing, so please don't think I actually do that in real life. But if she could see if the thing had been sabotaged in any way.
Okay,
Right?
so Saline, is that what you would like to do?
I would like to, without like climbing on top of it and sliding down the mountain, I would like to investigate like the supports and stuff, see if there's any signs of tampering or uh, any kind of foul play at work. I would like to investigate this.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and give me a blind check.
Can I say, Adam, that I will be within arm's distance from her while she examines around it, just in case anything starts tumbling, I can snag her.
Sure,
Hopefully.
yep.
Wants
Yeah,
to
you don't
push
think
me
she's going to be in any danger here based on her being very, very careful in what she's doing. But yeah, you stay fairly close to Saline. Saline, you don't notice any what you would call foul play or anything that looks like it was designed to be dangerous here. What I will say you do notice is that the ground here is quite soft. This is, more grassy terrain. The rocky edge is a little bit away from the platform. You're getting the impression that this platform was probably constructed hastily, and whoever decided to put it here didn't take into consideration how dangerous it might be because of the soft ground.
Okay. Well, whatever it was, they were scared of something. This was built in a hurry.
Hey, brother, come over here, have a look. I'm gonna step down and say, look at those walls.
Look at all these platforms and lookouts. What they looking for? Bears? You know, they talked about, what was that? Services rendered. If you ask me, looks like this guild's more worried about humans than they are ankheads or bears. I bet there's a guild looking around to take over this camp.
Well, maybe, but if they were that trepidatious, they would not have let us in that easily.
We
I
offered,
mean,
we
we
offered
offered
help.
meat.
We bribed our way in.
Shit. We did bribe our way in. That I was not thinking about that. I was just trying to be friendly.
No, you did fine.
Well, let's go back to the logs. Perhaps we can figure out now how to, well, unlog them? Clog them? Any ideas, Blixel?
Well, it looks like maybe we'd have better luck coming at them from the other side. But unless someone's really good with the lasso, I don't see how we get them out there without someone putting themselves in danger going over the falls.
Well, how big are they? Do they look like they're sturdy enough to withstand like an Eldritch Blast or something? Or
That's what I was just thinking too.
oh, is that the FB? EB?
No, that there was the fireball, but in
Uh,
reality, I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if Eldritch Blast could force that open, you know?
So, from where you guys are standing, I would say these logs look like they've been here for quite some time. They are quite waterlogged, and you can see that they are not what you would consider to be like pristine condition or anything like that. Hard to say, obviously, what exactly would happen, but significant damage potentially could explode them.
Well, why don't we give a lookout below to the people below and we let Van do his thing? It's a good idea. Any better ones?
Not
I
better,
said,
but I got a worse idea.
I like those too.
I'm gonna tie a rope to a javelin, throw it out there, and pull. That's all I got.
Perhaps plan B, Serena. We could do the same with an
You mean
arrow.
Plan A?
Oh, why don't we just try to blast it? My brother could use that magic all day. Right, brother?
For sure. But got to tell you, that there's no telling how far it's gonna go. Make sure everyone knows.
Okay. Okay. Make sure everyone knows what, brother. What are you gonna do? Blast it 50, 60 feet? Come on.
Yeah,
Down
it looks like
below.
there's plenty of room down below.
Brian
5, 10,
scoots
15,
down like a
20 feet.
sniper.
line up the shot.
Well, we should give a heads up. I'll go and do that, Adam. I'll scream down over the edge, towards. I don't want to actually yell, but I'll scream down over the edge towards everyone and say, "Look out below!"
You see a lot of the people from down below look up towards you. You see Darwin more towards the middle. Looks up and he puts a hand cupping to his mouth. What are you talking about?
We found the source of your blockage. We're gonna try something. Just stay away from the water.
You see he kind of like, it's hard to see his expression because of how far away you are, but you see he kind of like cocks his head, and you see him motioning with his hands, and you see the people nearby him kind of start moving more towards the palisade wall.
Yeah, I just give him 2 thumbs up because I have no idea what he's saying. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, they
I mean, they
figured it
moved
out.
away. That's what
Yeah,
we
they
wanted.
figured. Yeah, they figured it out. All right, brother, do your thing.
All right. I'm going to do my EB on the logs, Adam.
Go ahead and post it.
Get my cheaters on and
See
look.
someone running
Yeah.
away.
That's
That
Tavern.
would
Tavern's
be.
like, I don't trust nothing with the way we're rolling today.
Now, Adam, just between you and me, No one else listening. If I
Okay.
miss the logs, I'm going to hero point this.
Okay. All right, that does indeed connect with the log, smash into it. Go ahead and post damage. Okay, so yes, as it smashes into it, you notice the log splinters and the other log flies. Now, suddenly it is no longer caught there. It flies off down the water, past the waterfall, crashing into the tent below.
Was that too much, brother?
Perfect.
That was awesome.
I hope no one
I'm
was
gonna
injured.
I'm gonna go and look over the edge. Everybody okay?
You notice them kind of exclaiming, and you see people pointing to where this log has taken out one of the main tents, and you see it, it hit with quite force. And you see Darwin looks up towards you again as the water seems to be flowing normally now, as it is going over the edge and not getting caught. And you see he looks up and he gives you a thumbs up as he's talking to the rest of the people here.
Yeah.
Hey,
No
Adam,
one's
that,
hurt.
brother.
that bludgeoning's from Dow. It says I
Yep.
get that. Okay, just making sure. Okay. I actually put on my nerd glasses today and actually typed that in. So I guess I'm learning roll 20.
I'm gonna look at Baron and go, well, brother, that was pretty close to 50 feet. I'll tell you, that's a good 40.
You think I'm getting better at it?
Shit, it's more than 40. You might have actually launched that log 75 feet or so. Gosh.
It's not me, brother. You know.
Now that the
What?
water is flowing normally again, can we see how big the gap in the bridge is? Like, do we think if we took this walkway, we could
The gap
conceivably
looks to be
with the
about
height
20
advantage?
feet.
Never mind.
You. Well,
Well, now they can fix it.
they said they would. Remember, he said if we can fix the blockage, they can fix the bridge. That is not our job.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was just hoping we didn't have to go down that scary tree.
Oh my. It's not
It's
that
easier to
bad.
go down.
What?
I mean-
Hold on. How long is Adam, the distance? Oh, this might be something that would be fun. The distance from where it's broken to the water.
That would be, let's see, quick calculations. That would be about 40 feet.
Are you
Come
thinking a high
on.
dive?
Oh yeah.
No,
Yes.
no. We
We
don't
do
know how
the
deep it is.
we do the
You,
emergency tuck, and we go feet first. We should be good.
you could be a fucking killer whale and land face first into rock.
All right, that's a bad idea.
I think it's a good idea if I don't jump first. Just, I guess that's air privileges, eh?
Yeah, the spare goes first.
Well, hey, before we climb down, when I went up in this little stand here, I found a lockbox, and in the lockbox there was some parchment saying that they were being paid for services rendered, and it was signed something. What was it?
VHAR, I think. Is that right, Adam? Or
That is
VAHR?
correct. VHAR.
That name, those letters in that order, they don't mean anything to us. We haven't met anyone who they might apply to, I don't think.
Nope. You assume it's a name or like a short version of a name.
Sure.
Yeah, but what about organizations? Are there any groups or guilds or anything that have VHAR as their title?
I mean, I can
Being
have it.
residents of the humble hamlet, you don't think of a whole lot of examples of the guilds that you might be thinking of.
And I see that on all of my friends' faces in front of me. Probably not, eh?
And these guys are part of like a big guild too, right?
Yes.
We-
So remember that each province has a guild that controls all of the guild work in that province. That's what you guys were told. And so this would be one of the outfits that rolls up to the guild of this province, which ultimately rolls up to the guild master that controls all the guilds in Cariele.
I feel like we should have brought Tegan along on this adventure.
And where are we near that like tunnel through the mountains?
No, you're thinking of the ones that go south of Cariele. You're quite a distance away from that.
Okay.
Adam, can I take the pouch out now and see how much gold is in there? Because I mean, I've seen some of Serena's paychecks, and loggers don't get paid a ton of gold.
The sack contains 35 gold pieces.
Oh,
You also
what?
notice that there is most gold pieces that you see around here are minted that would have the sort of the symbol of Cariele on it, which is the symbol, essentially the same symbol that represents the country, which I think I've shown to you before. But yeah, if you look at your handout and the World of Cerilia area under the domains where it says Cariele, that image there, which is like the fortress with the 2 acorn trees and the acorn on it, that's usually what's minted on all the gold coins that you come across. These gold coins don't have a mint to them.
So they're just blank gold coins, essentially.
Yep.
Well,
I
I'm
feel
gonna
like
pull out one of the gold coins that I have as well. Are they comparable in size? Is their shape different?
If so, it would be very, very minute. Probably only something that an expert would notice with a magnifying glass.
Hey, would we know that only certain minted coins would be used for trade and others are just be melted down and put in bars? Or is this actually worth anything in the cities or for bartering?
So gold is gold, right? But the mint gives you the assurance that it has been controlled by the central government. So most domains mint their own coins. So the fact that these coins are unminted gives you the impression that somebody found the gold, smelted it down, turned it into coin form, but didn't mint it. Likely means it was done by somebody outside of an official government.
But I got to say, brother, your little tricky fingers really uncovered the plot. There's something fishy in the meat sauce, some would say.
Was there anything
Whoa.
else up on that tower that might identify this person or where they came from? When
Feel
you were
free
up
to
there?
go up there and look. I mean, it's right there, but I
I mean,
mean,
I saw the other one collapse, and
well, that one was a little sturdier over here, but I mean, you're right. The only time that somebody would get paid in coins that are not minted is if they don't want to find out where the coins came from, right? I
yeah.
mean, is that superstitious? I don't know. This is the first time we've done investigative work.
Well, clearly that's underground coins you found. That's not regulated mint.
And 35, that's a lot. What
and the
services would be worth
logs
35 gold pieces?
the logs looked like they were chopped down. So I think the person up here could have been paid to block the waterfall.
So they couldn't get access to the highest lookout. So they were hampered with their defenses.
Do something like that.
Can I look out over the river, Adam, towards the other side? I mean, is it just more forest?
Yes, it's more spotty, but you're on the far east side of Cariele at this point, so you would know just based on living here that if you go, say, at least a few miles, I can get you an exact count if it's important, you'd be getting closer to Elvish land.
But
So I'd say that I think that um, this was and I'll just say this because we're brainstorming now, but I'm going to say that I think that this guy was bought off to sabotage the bridge so they couldn't get to the highest defenses, and makes them vulnerable for an attack because of they're clearly defending something, and it's got to be their land, is what I think.
Yeah. And I also, this is pure speculation on my part, but why would someone leave their gold coins up here, right? So maybe they felt it was safer here, so I'm thinking it's somebody that's down below.
You think there's someone in the camp who?
Yeah, why would you? I mean, a pouch's
He's
a
right.
pouch. You know, I mean, they must have thought it was safer up here than wherever they were going. I wouldn't be leaving my gold coins around.
He makes a good point. I mean, either that or my only other idea is that this payment hasn't been paid yet. The services rendered just happened, right? And someone, person A, left coin here for person B to pick up.
Yeah, but I would have put it in a hole or something. I wouldn't be leaving it up there where it could be found pretty easy. They didn't expect nobody to come up here. That's, you know.
Well, I did have to. I picked the lock. It was in
And
a
it,
locked box.
and the lockbox is hidden as well, right?
It was,
Underneath
yes.
clothes.
So it was a drop off, and the person hasn't come to get it yet.
It's one or the other. It's either someone hid it there hastily to get back to work or something, or it's payment waiting for pickup.
Yep, true.
Well, brother, you wanted to come here and make friends. I feel that you got enough on you to win these people over.
Well, there's no reason for us to just walk in and say, "Oh, Darwin, you've got a traitor among you." I mean, that would be losing their trust.
We
Well,
don't
that's why you're the
necessarily.
big. Yep, go ahead.
We don't necessarily know they're among them. We don't know that yet, anyway. What if? I mean, how much time we got? Do we want to wait here to see if anyone comes to pick up the package? If we can get the person, we might be able to.
Well, with the water running, they'd at least know we're here.
That may make them more hasty to come and pick it up. I mean, we could give it a few hours.
Yeah, I'm
Yep,
all for
agree.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
We
hold
could
out.
we could spread out a little, pick different spots within the trees, and wait.
Well, that's a fine idea, Celine. Did you read that in one of your books?
Yeah, it's actually it's a mystery novel. They did a stakeout and they
Stakeout.
caught the perp.
Let's do it.
Called the perp.
It's really
All
interesting.
right.
You guys should read more.
Fuck that.
We're still allowed to like talk and stuff while we're hiding, right?
So based on a quick group insight check here, Vin, Saline, and Serena, you suspect that no one's going to come up here because the danger of like you guys had to just climb up this log. There was no holds or anything like that. You guys created ropes. You made it as easy as you could to get here. But keeping in mind that until you did that, the way to get up here was to take the wooden bridge that circles around the cliffside down below. So you're suspecting that since the bridge was blown out, nobody's been up here.
What about if it was? Well, I mean, I don't want to argue with the DM who's telling us that our plan is stupid, but
Yeah, we
from
just
from
we
from
just
the
passed our insight check.
from the character perspective, like, what if it's someone who's not in the camp who comes up like the long way from the flatland, working for somebody else? And
But our theory is that if that were the case, he would have taken his earnings with him.
Well, if
So-
if you're thinking that this money was dropped off by somebody that came here and put the money here, why would that person come back?
because it's like a drop-off location for the person who, presumably. Did
So
the
think
thing
of it
with
this way: are you thinking that somebody's paying a logger, or are you thinking that a logger's paying somebody else? Because if someone's paying a logger, then the only way for the loggers to get up here would be to take that wood bridge, or they could do the dangerous thing you guys did. But you're guessing that they didn't do that because obviously you didn't see any ropes or anything like that.
Well, they could-
anything's possible, of course, but
They could do it at level 10.
yeah,
In which
there's a
case
lot
we
of
don't
level
wanna
10
take
loggers around.
In which case, we don't want to pick a fight with them, and we should
He
leave.
retired from adventuring because he took an arrow to the knee.
There you go.
Right.
All right. Well, I think Tavard's more right. when it comes to what the gold is. I mean, it could be payment left behind for somebody too, but odds are somebody hid it here to come and get back later.
Maybe it
And
was
then we're
maybe it
and
was
then we're
that
unable to
stupid
do it.
guy,
And then
Jason.
we're unable.
Jason.
Hey,
Maybe it was Jason.
did you guys
Nobody liked him anyways.
did we do a check on whether that tree was intended to fell or fall towards the cliff?
We saw that it had been cut down deliberately. I don't know. I don't know if we know that it was cut down with the intent of blocking the river, but it was certainly cut down.
No, I'm
He's
talking
talking about the one we
yeah.
climbed up. Do we know?
Oh.
Well, we'd have to go back and look, Baron.
I thought, yeah, we didn't do a check
was
for that, but I thought Adam
inconclusive,
said it
I
was
think.
just like a long dead tree that like fell or something.
Yep,
Yeah,
looks like it had been there for quite some time.
Okay, so that one was just natural occurrence. So I think the more likely scenario, and then, like out of character real quick, is that somebody's money that they got paid for doing some kind of service. Now we're assuming that the service was to put those logs up here and break the bridge, which totally could have been. I mean, that sounds like a
It
pretty
could be
tough
anything.
task,
Yeah.
but it could be anything, right? But I mean, I mean, think about it. One person bringing 2 full logs to block. I mean, they would have to get it to the water, and then obviously the water would pull it down because that's how current works. And eventually they would jam up. But how would you guarantee that the 2
Yeah.
logs that you put in there would jam up, right?
They'd have to get lucky.
They'd have to get lucky, or they'd have to intentionally drop it on purpose.
Seems technically possible, but definitely improbable.
But the big thing in the back of my head is that camp down there is ready for war. It's not ready to defend a bunch of poison spitting insects.
Well, yeah, I mean they're less ready for war when they don't have these lookout posts up and ready. You know what I mean? We can see everything from up here. Them not having guards up here is sort of leaving them a little open.
And here's a silly question. What's the purpose? Because blocking this water, I mean, did it really do a whole bunch to those guys down there?
Yeah, the purpose was they couldn't get to the lookout. They can't climb the bridge to get up here and get this great view that we have.
Well, okay, that's fair. But think about it this way: if it was a logger who was receiving payment for doing this bridge breaking blockage job, and then he left his money up here, well, that was kind of dumb because now he can't come back and get his own money,
Or he's dead.
or he died.
Hey, what can I see up here, Adam? So if I'm thinking strategically and I have this mindset and I'm looking, I'll climb up on that outpost even. What do I see?
Oh, that's a pretty broad question. Can you narrow that down for me? Are you looking for something in particular, or
Tactically
looking for all the light touches.
No, thinking tactically, like what is an advantage here? Like the valley, would I be able to spot an army coming or loggers with all their axes taking over a guild?
A lumberjack army.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what's the tactical advantage? What's the point of this platform?
So from this height, you can see quite a distance. Obviously, you're looking to the west, right? So this is back towards the heart of Cariele. You can see some to the east, which past the river a little ways is technically Elvish lands. So you have a good view all around. But yeah, this certainly gives you the ability to see if any big groups were coming, then yes, you'd be able to see them. Now, again, if they're real stealthy or moving to the trees and like intentionally trying to avoid detection, maybe not, but generally speaking, large groups, you're going to be able to spot them.
Did you say there was like an alarm horn up here or anything that I could see?
You don't see that, no.
Well, they don't need to be up here to look for insects spitting poison.
These are all good points. These are all good points. I mean, at the end of the day, though, we have a bag of 35 unmarked gold pieces that are belonging to somebody, and they will be missing them. So perhaps we don't do anything and let the culprit reveal themselves.
And accuse us of thievery.
How would they ever know? We don't
Because we're
show
up
it. We
here.
don't.
Nah, this
Yeah,
is payment for something bad. No baddie's
The-
gonna come. Yeah.
Well, the minute they would accuse us would be the minute they blame themselves and show themselves that they are worthy of our accusation. Because who else would know that the money is up here but the one who hid their unmarked coins?
That is why you are the wiser and older brother.
So how about we let the rabbit come into our trap, so to speak? And I'll tuck those gold coins into my, instead of like having them in my pouch and stuff, Adam, with like my coin purse, I'm gonna put them into just like I'm gonna stuff them in my bedroll. How about that?
Okay.
Right in the middle.
So they're in the same sack you found them in, and you stuff that sack inside your bedroll.
Yep. Make sure it's nice and tight and secure and hidden away.
Okay.
Let's go down and take a hero's welcome.
Yeah.
Well, we did.
Make sure no one was in that tent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call on warning him about that.
Well, yeah. We have good intentions, my brother and I, but sometimes we do stupid shit.
Mostly you do.
Well, my stupid shit just landed us a mystery to solve. And, well, 35 gold pieces that we can spend somewhere far away from here.
Do we have to go down this way? Can we go around the long way? I'm so scared.
What do you mean the long way? It's either this or the cliff.
We could jump.
Look, and the rope here, you could just pull it over and go to here, and then, I don't know, you'll be fine.
It's quicker to get down than it is to get up.
Maybe Blixel goes first, so when someone slips and breaks their neck, he can lay on hands.
Okay, I'll go. Where's that rope?
It's gone.
All right, guys. So
there, I see it.
to avoid another lengthy process, what I will say here is climbing down is much easier. So there's no real risk of you falling, grabbing onto the rope, and climbing down carefully. The only risk is going to be on that second rope, which hasn't been tested as far as it's not yet. And I believe that first one was tied by Blixel. So Blixel, go ahead and throw me a blind check. I don't think I asked for this before. This will represent your ability to tie the rope. Okay, so who would like to go down first?
He tied it, he
Blixel
goes.
will. Yep, Blixel goes down.
Okay,
My
so
rope, I trust it. Sturdy rope.
all right, so Blixel, you managed to, let me see where, there you are. So you get down to here pretty easily using the rope and just kind of making your way down. You reach the other rope then, you grab it, you give it a couple tugs to make sure that it still feels kind of secure. You start climbing down. When you get down like maybe 15 feet or so, you realize whatever you tied this on, maybe it's a little rock outcropping, maybe a little piece of the tree, it actually breaks free and you begin to tumble down. So give me a dexterity saving throw to see how badly you do. Maybe you can catch before you actually tumble down.
All right, I'll use my inspiration.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and post your inspiration. Now remember, you don't have to do that until after you roll. So you can roll and then decide inspiration if you wish.
Oh, is this public?
Yes. Yep, your saving throw is public here.
Oh.
I assume you're good with
I'll
that.
save it.
Right? So as you start climbing down and the rope snaps and essentially, it doesn't really snap, but it pulls free from whatever it was holding on to, you manage to like just roll yourself over to the side instead of tumbling all the way down, suffering no damage, but this rope is no longer available. Essentially, as it comes free, you let go of it as you try to get to safe ground for yourself, and it kind of tumbles and coils down below.
Oh, God. Oh, man, that was a close one. Everybody be careful. And I guess I'll try to figure a way to climb down from here.
It looks like it shouldn't be too difficult, but yeah, go ahead and throw me another blind check. And yes, you easily get back down to the ground level.
The BBEG tree we have to fight twice.
Exactly. We're overcoming the challenge. I really hope there's experience for this.
Of course there is.
This is the mile marker for level 2. So
I don't think we gained experience points though. That's the problem.
I didn't ask this last time, Adam, but the angle that the tree is against the rocks, is it closer to 90 or closer to 45?
I mean, so I guess ask, what are you trying to do? Slide down?
Yeah. So is it like this
Brazilian
or is it
style.
like this? You know what I mean? Like, is
More
it
like the first one you did.
like this?
So yes, like if you stood on the tree and just started walking down, if you could balance well, you could walk it all the way down. Does
Yeah,
that
because
help?
I'm thinking I climb the rope to like where the end of the rope is, and then I get off, and then I just take off running down the tree.
I mean, you could certainly
Use my
try that if you
momentum.
want. I would say walking would be much safer than running, but yeah, you could try
Well,
whatever you like.
I'm just trying to scrape out an acrobatics check if I
Me
can.
too. Me too. I heard balance.
So
I heard balance.
walking down it would absolutely be acrobatics because at that point you're balancing, yeah, as you're walking down the tree.
Perfect. Then that is what I will try, Adam. I will use the rope to get to that little halfway point that we have, and then I will stand myself up and I will gingerly walk down.
Before you go,
Wrong twin, Adam.
No, I'll only do that like 6 times each session.
I was gonna say before you go down, I do have another rope, so you could take the rope down with you and tie it off, and hopefully we have
Uh, sure. I actually, what I'll do is here's what I'll do, Adam. So let's scratch that. Let's go back to the top before I ever. Oh, no, I can't make it to the top. It's blocking me. What if we pull the rope that Tavard had back up to the top, and then we tie your rope to the end of that rope, and then just use that as a full rope instead of 2 separate ropes?
I mean, we can. I don't think it makes a difference, right? Because it's still a knot check or survival or sleight of hand or whatever it is.
My brother
Yeah,
can
but
do it.
Tie it to the
he,
rope or tie it to the tree. Either way.
yeah, but he just snapped off the outcropping that he used to tie it to last time.
That's
Double
true.
it up, brother.
Yeah, that's what I'll do, Adam. I'll pull the rope up and I'll take the hempen rope from Celine that she has. It's hemp, right? Not silk.
Yeah.
And I'll do my best to tie like a good, I don't know the correct term for it. I didn't do Boy Scouts, but I'll tie a good knot to tie both the ropes together. Try my best.
Okay, so you're trying to tie this new rope to the first rope.
Yep, and then I'll lay them both down.
So hang on, I'm assuming you're climbing down to where the first rope terminates, and you're tying the second rope to that part, right?
No, he wants to pull the first rope up, leaving Bill's
Yeah,
knot or whatever it is.
yeah. I'm
Tied
not
to
gonna
the
tie it
thing we
mid climb.
yeah,
I'm just gonna pull the rope up because it's not
yeah.
attached to anything on that side.
Tied to the thing we know is secure, and then he's gonna tie the
No, but
other
he's
rope
saying
to
the
the
rope.
other end.
Yeah, but the new rope, Adam. We're getting a new rope out and tying it to Tavard's rope.
Okay, I think so. The same thing I said, except you're not climbing down first. You're pulling the first
Yeah.
rope up, you're tying it to the end, then you're throwing that first rope all the way down. Now, again, this is a 100-foot rope, so you're trying to like throw it down and put it somewhere that makes sense, and then you're climbing it down. Okay, I think I'm with you.
Yeah, I'm trying to do this so the people behind me feel a lot safer, right? Because I don't have any problem balance beaming down this thing.
I do.
Blixel's dancing on the ground.
Okay, so give me a. So once you do this, you're tying the rope. So give me a blind check here, Vin, for your rope tying skills.
I hope I climbed or tied it pretty well. And then I'm gonna still use my method of standing up and like balancing myself, but I'll have the rope in my hand and kind of try to keep it taut as I'm doing so, Adam.
Okay, so yep, and then you've got it as you're starting to climb down. Okay, so you've tied the knot, and now you are trying to balance and walk down the rest of the tree.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need the rope as much as I think the people behind me do, so I'm gonna stick to my plan of just balancing, but I'm gonna lead the rope with me down the tree. Does that make sense?
Yes, but you want to take advantage of the rope, right, as you're making your way down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna hold on to it for sure, so if I fall,
All right. So
not
yeah, so
dangling.
go ahead and give me another blind check to represent your efforts to get to the bottom. Yep, you managed to do so, no problem. You get to the bottom, and yeah, the rope is there, ready for the next person.
All right, I'm gonna go next, so Blixel can run and heal me.
All right, so
So
just again, we'll speed this up a little bit. So
Yeah.
you get to here, no problem. Then getting to the bottom, you now have a rope. And are you trying to balance as you walk down using the rope for support, or what is your strategy to get to the bottom?
My athletics and acrobatics are no, they're not actually the same.
So I guess I will do the acrobatics thing. Does the rope help me with that or no?
It does, yeah, because you're holding onto the rope, and then you're trying to stay in the middle. If you kind of take a step a little bit away, you just try to put more tension on the rope and hope that the knot was good, and then you're no problem.
Hope the knot was good. All right, I trust Vin.
Had to slip
Okay,
that
here
in
we
there.
go. Yeah.
All right, yeah, one more
Goes
blind
with
check
that.
there. Yes,
Just let
you
me
are
get-
also able to get all the way to the bottom with no problems.
Hell yeah.
I'll go next.
All right, one check there, Baron. Yep, you're able to get all the way to the bottom, no problems. And who's, let's see, Serena and Tavert are still up top.
Race each other.
Probably not safe.
Oh, come on, but they're not safe,
I'll
mother.
go.
All right,
the knot
Serena,
was
blind
safe.
check. You also get to the bottom, no problem. And Tavard, last but not, yes, also gets to the bottom, no problem.
Easy.
Are you taking your rope with you though?
I'm assuming not, because otherwise you would have none of the advantages of getting down. So your 100-foot rope is tied at the very top, and it's the bottom is lying down.
Yeah, I'll take the one that was originally mine that Blixel tied that then broke and fell. I'll grab that, wind
You've
it up,
got
and
it.
throw it back in my pack. Yep. All right. Well, if we're not going to bring up these coins just yet, maybe we go and ask if everything's okay in terms of the log, and then go check on the bear. What do you think?
Lead on.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I know we talked about not killing it or killing it, but either way, we do have to get rid of it. I'm lighting a fucking torch this time, okay?
Sure.
You're getting a little close to the Ankeg Hill, by the way.
Oh,
We should
thank
jump
you,
around the line.
Celine.
We are going
I
to
see.
assume that Serena is following
Yeah.
behind.
I'm stuck in a tree again. There we go.
Good bug monsters. We don't mean any harm.
We come in peace.
Where are you going, Vin?
Well, if you'll indulge me, we didn't go this way last time. So maybe if we swing around, we might see something new. And you brought up a good point. There's not just one big hole, right? I bet you there's another one close. Also, I'm curious. It's a big map. I'm an achievement hunter.
Sometimes you get points for exploration.
Not really seeing anything.
That's the edge.
What's to our west, Adam? If we go off map here, what will we find?
That would be heading back towards the hamlet. So you're like southwest, or you'd go west and north to go around to Bend, and then go back south to get to the hamlet.
Got it.
Did we happen to see the carcass when we went by that area?
Which carcass? The reindeer carcass?
Yep.
I don't think you guys went close to it.
Adam, what's that?
Go ahead and ding one more time. Oh, that is a collection of leaves that have fallen down from the trees.
Been playing too much BG3. I was sitting here like clicking on the map, and I was like, why is my token not moving to where I'm clicking? But that's not how it works.
Mid-morning?
It's early morning still. Yeah, you guys have probably only spent like maybe an hour or so.
Even though it felt like my entire life flashing behind my.
Yes. That tree
Hey,
climbing certainly was very nerve-rattling.
I don't think she's ever climbed a tree before.
As you approach Blixel and you say this, Darvin looks over towards you, and you see he looks back towards the waterfall. Well done. I'm really glad you gave us the warning. As he looks back to this tent that is completely trampled, you do notice it looks like some of the loggers have moved that log off of the tent. It is now resting against a large rock nearby. But yeah, he says, very well done. That is, we thank you greatly. This will certainly aid us in being able to get back to the top easily. I have to ask, though, how did you manage to even get up there?
Well, we climbed. It was a bit shaky there.
Oh, well done. Yes, I've been saying we need to get some climbing gear here just in case it ever becomes a problem. But, well, the guild only wants to supply so much.
I've got to ask you, Darvin, how long have you had that blockage up there?
Oh, let's see. I think it's been about 4 days now.
When it happened, did you hear anything? Was it like a
No,
all of
happened
a sudden
overnight.
noise?
No, happened overnight. Most of the folks were sleeping and then woke up and didn't really think much different. And then someone said, well, look at that. And looked over and the spray was coming down different than we expected. So we started making our way across the bridge and then up the walkway to get to the top. And we noticed the fracture. And then it was really obvious what had happened.
Can I ask you a shipping question?
Shipping?
Yeah, shipping. Do you happen to float your logs downriver to, I don't know, wherever the lumber yard is that you use for these logs? Or do you transport by oxen, or how do you get them from here to where they need to go?
You notice that there is a cart and 3 oxen off on the west side of the camp here. And you see he nods and he says, when we have a full shipment, we load up the cart. And yeah, it is cart driven.
And is it common practice at all to send logs downriver to, well, transport them?
Not here, but to the north, I know one of the other logging camps that uses that method.
Can you orient me, Adam? I guess I wouldn't even know, but are we looking north this way?
No, north is up in this map.
Gotcha. Okay. Um. Well, do you know the name of the logging camp to the north?
Well, they don't really have names themselves. It's just usually by direction. This is commonly known as the southeast logging camp. There is a northeast logging camp and a northwest logging camp, all here within the province.
I see. I'm assuming you're all on the same team. No bad blood or anything, right?
I wouldn't go that far. Every camp has their own different rules and things, but we all roll up to the same bosses. So as long as you get your work done and you don't cause problems, then things seem to work out well.
It's just odd that those logs were there, but nevertheless, my brother got them free. Sorry for the crushed tent, but that was the best plan we could come up with without risking our own lives.
Small price to pay. No one down here got hurt and it is clear. So yeah, I would say that is a mission accomplished. Well done.
And I guess just one more question, because my curiosity has been piqued now that I've been up there. We saw 2 platforms. One of them collapsed. Do you have guards up there, or do you plan to go logging up that way?
We have lookouts there to make sure that there is nothing that comes upon us and we're not aware and prepared for it.
Darwin, we have lived, I don't know, a handful of hours south from here for a long time, or north. I don't. Is it south or north from the hamlet? South?
The hamlet is technically southwest, southwest from the logging camp.
Sorry, it's confusing. We're only a few hours from the southwest, and to be honest, we've never had to be on the lookout for anything. What is it you're on the lookout for? Bears?
Give you guys a quick orientation here, because I know this was requested last time. So this here is the logging camp.
Oh, nice little points of. See, when you go around the whole map, you start unlocking the little fast travel points.
Oh, okay, hang on one sec. Okay, so there is the logging camp. The hamlet is...
And that's where we're at now, right?
Yes. There. So, yes, you're pretty close by. So, if you look at distance-wise, if you remember, it took you guys right about like 2 hours to get here. So, you're looking at right about 5 miles going through some terrain that's a little bit rougher. As you guys know, if you're walking in like plains completely open, you'd make like 3 miles an hour. So, this takes a little bit longer to get there because you're going through more like the rough woods and just not paths and things like that.
Yeah.
So as you ask this question, what they're looking out for, essentially, we'll go ahead and throw you guys back on the logging camp map. But yeah, he says, we received orders from the guild to make sure that this place was fortified and could be protected. I can't always say exactly why that is the case. They might be privy to information that I don't have here.
I see. Well, one of your lookouts has collapsed, and the other one is nice and sturdy and still up. Just so you're aware, when you get up there to survey any damage or leftover supplies. We didn't see any kind of foul play from what I could see right away, if that
You
makes
notice
sense.
he's shaking his head almost immediately as you say this. Let me guess, and he points up. The one that's closest to the edge there, that's the one that collapsed?
That would be the one, yes.
He shakes his head once again. I've told Hattie multiple times. We always had one platform up there, and it was sturdy, and I said we needed a second one for another lookout post to get it prepared and ready to go, and it was his task to build it there. The first one that he built was good, so we assumed he'd be fine building that one. But yeah, well, that is internal matters. I'll take care of it. But again, appreciate your efforts in this. We'll repair the walkway, and that will give us access back to the top.
Sure. And I guess while we're in your camp helping out, if you need someone to man your watch post and give your guys a rest, well, feel free to ask one of us. We wouldn't mind.
Oh no, we'll take care of that. Guild membership, as you know, or maybe you don't know, but we only look to other guild members for tasks such as this, like our security. We could consider you sort of like contractors. So we'll, take your help where you can offer it, and again, appreciate the meat that you brought in and the tasks you've accomplished so far. Speaking of which, I know I've heard from around the camp that they're quite happy with your efforts thus far, especially Denise and her friend. How about the bear? I heard you guys went out and looked for that as well?
Ah, yes. Well, that's where we're off to next, actually. We just wanted to stop by and make sure, well, we didn't kill anybody with that log.
No, you didn't. Thank you for the warning, though, because had you not, that could have gone very badly.
The bear may take us some time, so we'll get back to you on that. But we will take care of it.
I look forward to hearing that. I actually heard of another task that I thought perhaps you could assist us with if you're interested, but yeah, I would like to see that bear taken care of first before we go any further.
All right. Well, let us get to it then, Darwin. I'm glad no one was hurt.
Thank you. You and your allies, once again, appreciate all of your efforts.
Hey, Adam, the name he said was Hattie?
Hatting. I'll go ahead and post that in chat for you.
Hey guys, mind if I retrieve my trap before we head over to the cave?
Oh yeah, grab it.
All right, to save you a bunch of time running over there, you make your way over to the trap. It is still empty. You recover it.
Thank you.
I asked him, guys, about why they have these lookout posts, and he said it's just because the guild makes them have security. Wants to keep it fortified. From what, though?
And he didn't even know from what.
That's correct.
I mean, we're not that far from Goblin Lands or Elven Lands. Who knows?
Well, maybe we should ask one of the lookouts that are posted down here who mans the lookouts up there, and we could learn, well, maybe who this VHAR is. All right.
Good idea.
Well, what's our plan here? To matters at hand. I'm immediately pulling a torch out and lighting it out here at him.
All right.
Well, for starters, we should probably decide whether we intend to kill this thing or just try to drive it away.
Oh, we fit in the kill it.
Kill of a lifetime.
We're hunters. This is a prize.
The best way to prove that we've gotten rid of their bear situation is to, unfortunately, take its life, yes. And, yeah, well, its fur would be a nice blanket if we had time.
I'd love to work with it. Get it right. Put it on the ground. Nice bear rug.
Oh no, that's got to be a new cloak.
I agree with Serena. Cloak.
Serena could wear a bear cloak with the skull on top of your head.
I got a strange question though.
Sure.
How did the bear get here? I mean,
I think it walked.
yeah, but from where, right? You know, I mean, if the camp is up there, and
Well-
I'm just wondering if there's another entrance or exit or something.
How long
I
ago
was
the
thinking of
camp
that
built?
too.
Do we know how long ago the camps were constructed out here? Like maybe the bear was here first.
Yeah, you're not quite sure.
Well, we know the inside of the cave has 3 levels, right? So it's possible that there's another way out up top that we did
Yeah,
not
well,
see.
they've been here long enough to put bridges up and all that stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of odd that
Well,
a bear would have an entrance here.
well, let me ask you this, Adam. Is it odd like a bear wouldn't have 2 entrances to its own cave? I don't think we'd know that as hunters, right? Or
So again, remember, you guys have very, very humble upbringings. I can't imagine either of you guys have hunted a bear before, because that would be like a death trap, right?
Yeah.
If you were professional hunters and went out with like a group of 6, that's different, obviously. So your knowledge on bears, I would say, is anybody? I think I asked this before. I feel like every group I have, nobody ever has nature proficiency. Maybe Saline, do you have?
I do. I have
Alright.
all the intelligence proficiencies.
Perfect. All right. All right, Saline, go ahead and give me a blind check. Let's see what you know about bears and sort of like their dens and what they prefer. So I would say you would know that bears will take what they can get. So if they have a place that they can go into and is secure and safe, they'll take that. 1 entrance, 2 entrances, 3 entrances, it doesn't really matter as long as it's somewhere that they're safe. They're not smart enough or paranoid or wily enough or whatever you would want to call it that they would always want to make sure they have an escape plan. So like they don't have to have multiple exits, but if it did, it's not like the bear would say, "Oh, I don't like this. It's got 2 entrances. I'm leaving." Right? Like they'll take whatever they can get.
Sure.
Well, let's think of extreme possibilities here, everyone. I don't want to be the one that brings this up, but last time we were in here, I got sprayed with that ooze, and I grew boils from my face. What if, well, the bear got too close?
You wanna
Possible.
What if,
We
you wanna
got to get
spray
in
the
there,
bear?
guys. There's only one way to find out. If you all want to kill it, we got to just go in, I think. We go in, we climb that wall, we see what the bear's doing.
Well,
because the bear climbed the wall, he avoided the stairs because we had claw marks. We found claw marks on the wall.
Yeah. More climbing, Celine. Your favorite.
oh god. Well, it's only 15 feet this time, so it's not like life-threatening. But
Listen, I'll go first, but
Well,
you guys
hang
back me up.
there was a suggestion, I guess, yesterday that we lure the bear out. I mean, if this is the only entrance, it has to come out sometime, right? Maybe it's not even home at all right now.
yeah, but we
So-
don't know if it's the only entrance, right? And if it's on the 3rd level, what if it has the other exit up there, and then it just slips out, gets some food, slips back in, we never even see it?
I guess that's true.
There's a ladder just to our south next to that platform. It goes way high. Remember seeing it?
I've got to say I agree with Blixel on this one, everyone. Let's just get in there. We know what to look out for. Stay away from the mold and moss. have each other's backs. Kill the damn bear. Anybody disagree with said plan?
Well, I got to tell you, a 15-foot climb could be hard. Plus, if the first one up there is going to be soloing a bear,
That's true.
Well, well, what
Oh,
about
boy.
this?
Why are we not taking the stairs?
Because there's moss where there could be
There's
more of
crab
those
moss.
crab things. What if
Crab
we
moss. That's great. That's a good one.
what if we set fire to the moss with a torch or something? That would, if there's any crabs in there, it would drive them out. Kalen said they seem to be afraid of fire, so we could burn the moss out, and then maybe the smoke riles up the bear and gets it to come down, thinking it needs to escape because animals are scared of fire and want to run, right?
Well, that sounds great, Celine.
Unless there's another exit up top and then it runs out that way and we never catch it, I suppose.
How about we call that Plan A? Burn the moss, make an easier way up. If that helps us get to the bear faster or draw the bear out, then so be it. Plan B, climb it. Plan C, fuck.
well,
Well,
Why are we
well,
not
also,
taking the ladder? What was the reason?
what
the-
ladder?
I was saying that the far ladder to the south that's really tall,
Oh,
and if you
goes
were
all the way to the
looking,
top.
yeah, if you were looking for another entrance, but I don't like that idea. Let's go inside.
Okay.
You guys are mentioning you want to
Thank
look
you for
another.
the airtight reason. Thank you.
I just don't want to.
No, but you guys at the time, you guys were mentioning there's another way, and I said, hey, well, there's a ladder down there if you want to look around.
That's so nonchalant, though. It's just like there's this whole other way over here, but I don't really want to do that.
In context, when I said it, it meant something. But
Look,
now
we're
it
10
didn't.
minutes before the end of session. If we go exploring up a ladder, we might find a whole bunch of different shit that gets us sidetracked.
All right, Adam,
Let's
I'm
go
gonna
in the
light.
cave.
I'm gonna light a torch as well. So I have nothing in my hands. Just I have a free hand and a torch in my other hand.
All right, you guys all enter this. I'm going to put you all in the same exact space. You can feel free to move about and then add your torches as needed.
I definitely will have a short sword drawn in my other hand, though. Short sword torch.
I don't know how to add a torch.
There's the macro, like for like all the different spells. One of them says light torch. And you put that in your bar, and then you click your token, and then hit light torch, and it will give you the torch light, and it will show that you have a torch.
Someone's played a lot of humans.
I don't know why I keep picking things that don't have dark vision for you, Adam, but here I am.
Um,
3, 4, 5. We're missing somebody. Oh, there he is.
already an attack if a crab comes out. All right, who's gonna burn this one?
Well, since we have 2 torches lit, why don't we just throw one into the moss first? See if it lights on its own.
Get ready for him to scuttle out.
I'll hand the torch to you, Blixel. You're in front of me. Yeah. Throw it.
Actually, that's a good point. Hold on.
Remember, it was a 15-foot cone.
No, exactly.
I got my safety helmet on and my.
Standing way back here.
Alright, Adam, I'm gonna, because I still have, I can still somewhat see, scoot up a little bit, brother. Pull your torch in, like right there. Give me some. There we go. Alright, and then I'll try to toss my torch into the moss pile, Adam, see if it will light it. And I know it's kind of far-fetched, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, yeah, you throw the torch into the middle of the moss, and you notice that it kind of flickers there for a moment. After about like 30 seconds or so, the moisture of the moss douses the torch.
Ineffective. We need better fire. I'll light a new torch, Adam. Let me update my sheet here.
Okay.
I mean, maybe you could burn the crabs in the face with a torch when they come out, but it might be safer for us to just climb this wall.
Also, keep in mind that Serena, I believe, uses a reach weapon, right?
She could
Yes.
walk up there and like poke
She
at
sure
the donor
could,
and see
yeah.
if she stabs a crab.
Old
You want me to
10-foot pole in a dungeon kind of thing.
Yep, pretty much. Very old school.
poke the moss with the glaive?
Yep, because you guys noticed before when you saw this, you saw these like pot lids kind of looking things. So you scan, obviously based on your just passive abilities, you don't see anything like that. But Serena, you take what are you using? Glaive, I think it is?
Yes, glaive.
Glaive, okay, so you put the blade edge of the glade in there and just kind of scoot it around, see if it hits into anything?
Yep.
Yeah, it seems to be clear. So within 10 feet of you, you hit nothing solid.
I'm going to take a step forward and check the rest of it.
Okay, you take a step forward and check the back 10 feet of the moss, and similarly, you run into nothing. Looks like this patch does not have any of those crabs in it.
I put my foot in.
Yes.
It does have like a wet, squelchy sound, but that's it.
Wixel jumps over it.
Were
Go
we
ahead,
supposed to hear
Celine.
that?
Is that a bear?
I heard it.
I'm hungry.
That
Remember,
might have been Tavard's stomach.
Adam, I'm gonna get down on and take my iron pot off of my bag and try to scoop some of this moss into the pot so we can look at it later.
Okay, yep, so you're noticing that it's pretty fibrous, like it really connects there. So as long as you have some kind of a slashing weapon that you can just cut it at its roots, you can do so.
Yeah, I got a short sword and a dagger, so I know dagger's piercing, but I
So
could
is a
use
short
it.
sword. Yeah, short swords are kind of weird in this game. They're not designed
That's
for slashing,
right.
so yeah. I would say with a dagger you can. I mean, again, it's not designed for slashing, but you can use it for slashing, at least in this context.
Like a little chopping knife,
Yeah, I am a
yeah.
dagger master,
Got the feet
But
there.
yeah, right. I fill up the pot as much as I can, Adam. Throw the lid on it and put it back in my pack.
Okay.
Who knows? Maybe Saline can do some medicine crap with it.
I don't have
Who's
herbalism, by the way.
sneaky?
I think we should all be.
Who's sneaky?
I'm slightly
Shit.
sneaky, more than slightly.
I'm not very
Alright.
sneaky with a torch in my hand.
Try to sneak up on this bear.
What?
I'm gonna go sneak up on the bear.
Okay, throw me a blind check here, Tabard.
Remember,
Where's the
Adam,
bear?
I'm actually an expert at this, so I should at least be able to roll a 9, I think.
We'll find out.
I don't see a bear. Stupid human
Okay.
vision.
As you're
Right.
climbing closer, you're moving this way, Tavern, you hear the sound of claws scratch on the stone, and you hear a huff.
I like the sound effect, Adam. Good job.
Thanks. All right, as you move out to that direction, Tavard, the bear actually has advantage on smell-based perception checks, and he has caught your scent. And as you have moved to this direction, you hear the sound of movement now coming from above. I'm going to put us into initiative order.
Well, here we go, boys.
Here we
Like
go
above,
indeed.
like in a ledge or something like that, or
It's coming from your north. You are walking against like a rocky wall that is much higher than you. So this wall is like 10 feet high, and it does sound like it's coming from the north.
okay.
All right, I'm going to use my card.
Nice.
It's not going to do anything, but I want to use it. This is the chance.
Is
Feel
it
free to play
automatic-
that.
Automatic bear killing card.
That was a very specific card. I think that's like a sideboard option.
Highway to the no magic zone. Okay, so unoccupied 20-foot radius invisible sphere of anti-magic springs into existence for 1 minute. Where would you like this to go?
I'm going to put it right on this stalagmite back here.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, maybe off in the distance somebody notices a little twinkling in that area, but I'm sure that will have no impact whatsoever. So yeah.
I sure hope we don't have to kite backwards.
Oh, yeah, don't try to heal back there.
More usefully, I'm going to play my card.
Nice. So this one is very impactful. Okay, this is the next minute, which likely will last the entire battle. So keep that on the screen.
Nice.
Or at least
Nice.
for what the rest of the battle of 4 minutes goes. So you and your group score a critical hit when you roll a 19 or 20 on an attack roll for the next minute.
Dang, now that is potentially, right?
Blixel, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna play my card.
We're bombing them all out.
At the start of Blixel's turn, he's gonna get an increased reach of 5 feet for his
Ooh,
next attack.
Okay.
It doesn't
Cool.
specify melee or range or anything. It just says your
Well,
reach is increased.
reach only
just
applies
melee
to
thing,
melee. Yeah.
It's my boon. I'll give it how I like, guys. Gosh.
All right, and
All
before
right.
his turn, I want to play my card.
Okay. I have a feeling
Might
none
as
of these
well.
cards are going to really take effect, but yeah, go ahead. Okay,
Nectar
nice.
of the god.
Yeah,
Might as well.
so let's see. Baron, you're going to notice that off in the distance here, not too far, but at the base of this stalagmite that's coming off of the ground, you notice that there is some growing mushrooms that look to be a vibrant, like orange and yellowish color. They really stand out. You wonder how Tavern missed them. It's almost like the card wasn't played then. But yeah. All right, Blixel.
Right, Blixel, hearing the noise, is going to rush this way. To there. And does he see a bear? A bear?
I don't know, does he?
No. I look at Tavern and I'm like, "What's going on?" And I heard noises.
It's invisible.
It's a magic bear.
Wish
Uh,
magic card was cast over here.
and yeah, I guess I will hold my action to swing if I detect a bear.
Okay.
Don't forget, you got 10 feet on that.
Yep.
Okay, Tavern, your turn.
All right, I'm gonna come over 1, 2. Adam, is this anything? Is that just another? Is that just?
That is a
another spot?
passageway that leads deeper into this cavern system. Almost like a secondary entrance, perhaps.
Wow.
Hmm.
Ooh,
Oh.
maybe, huh?
Prophecy.
I'm gonna
Somebody
go ahead.
didn't want to do that.
Yeah, and Adam, I'm assuming this is coming from the ground, right? I can't remember the difference, but
Yeah, stalagmite from the bottom, stalactite holds tight to the ceiling, so mite bottom, tight top.
okay, all right. So I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna take the dodge action.
Okay.
Being the tank guy with cloth armor.
So I moved there. Did my torch not light for me, or
Did you use the macro to set up a torch for yourself?
think so?
It looks like it's on.
Yeah,
me
I
just
see
double-check your
I
thing
see it
real
on
quick.
your icon.
So I can't see into the room, I guess.
So it looks like you added a torch icon, but didn't use the macro to give you the light. Hang on one sec here.
I have light snuff torch on the purple button on the bottom.
Oh, that's
That's
to
to turn it off.
You gotta do the other one that says light.
Need a, yeah,
There you
light
go.
torch.
I got
It
you.
just says
You're
light
good.
torch.
You're good.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna step here, and I'm also looking down in case he does another venue. But let's see. So it's 10 feet there. I'm going to ready an action to EB a bear, or yeah, I'll say a bear. Okay. There we go.
Okay. Okay, then.
Hey, does
All
he
right.
does he get another 5 feet on that EB? You know.
No, he doesn't.
125 feet.
Yeah, it's
I'll make the
that
difference.
that one's only for Blixel. So
I'm just having fun with it.
I'll scoot into this spot here, Adam, with my short sword drawn, and I'll throw the torch at my feet here. So I've got a free hand open.
All right, so I heard drop torch to there.
Yep. Here, let me
Take
snuff
the
my
light
torch
up.
down.
Yep, there you go.
All right, there we go. All right, so I took mine off, and I have the torch on the ground now, and then I'm going to hold my action to attack if the bear comes within reach.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
All right, Saline.
All right. I think I'd better save my spell slots for when people get mauled by bears. So I'm just gonna peek around the corner here, seeing nothing, and yeah, it's probably more important to save them. I'm gonna pop around the corner in case this bear decides to do a fucking YOLO charge and knock us all off the cliff. I'm hiding over here,
Okay.
and I will do a dodge action, I suppose. Nothing better to do.
Okay. Serena.
Serena's gonna try to climb this wall here.
Sure. What is currently in Serena's hands? Glaive, I'm
One.
assuming?
Glaive.
Okay, so climbing with a glaive in your hands is going to be pretty challenging. You can interact with object to put it on your back, and then you can attempt to climb up with both hands.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so you interact with object. You start to climb this up. Go ahead and give me a... You can roll this publicly, athletics check. And how much movement have you used so far, Serena? I think you were down here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 15. So this will be 30 feet to climb to the top. That's a success. You managed to get to the top. I'm going to put you in there, like that half square.
Yep, it's a bear.
The bear, all right.
Crap.
We'll see you in a second.
And we'll pick this up next week.
It's not invisible.
It's not invisible. It's very visible.
Does it have a baby bear there?
For everybody else, this is what Serena's seeing right now.
Oh, damn.
It looks
It's
very
not friendly.
happy.
Excited to see us at its
Let's
home.
name it George.
I would like to draw my glaive again.
Unfortunately, you can't. You can use your action to draw your glaive, but you won't be able to do it for free. Okay, so you draw it. Okay.
And climbing was just movement, right?
Correct. Yep.
Then I'm going to rage.
Yeah.
Now I
it's
would recommend you can if you wish, but keep in mind if you rage and then you don't get attacked, it will end right away. I think it ends right at the end of your turn, right?
It does, yeah.
Wait, it ends this turn, not
Yeah.
next turn?
Yeah,
It'll
the way
end-
it's written is really weird. Like you basically only want to use it at the beginning of your turn. Let me do a quick double check
that-
here.
Is that true? I thought it lasts until the start of her next turn if she's not attacked.
Let me double check the exact text here. So it says it ends early if you're knocked unconscious or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn or taken damage since then. So if you use it and then end your turn, it goes right away.
Oh, well, that's not what I meant to do. So
Yep, no worries. That's why I wanted to recommend you don't do
Thanks.
that. So just give that
Yeah.
to yourself back. Now keep in mind you have your Polearm Master. I think you have to take that first attack before you get the bonus attack, right?
yeah, I think so. That's my understanding.
Yeah, I think it says if you attack, you can use a bonus action.
Oh, actually, it doesn't say that. When you attack, yes, it does. I'm sorry, I just misread that. So yes, you
Yeah.
have to attack before the bonus action becomes an option.
Well, I'm just gonna Speak
Please.
soft, make soothing tones towards it.
Okay. All right, you notice the bear huffing, and as it looks towards you, you are shocked, Serena, when the bear suddenly speaks. I tried to leave you alone, but you won't leave me alone. Now I will tear the flesh from your bones.
What?
Oh shit! It's a talking bear.
And it leaps down upon you using its deadly leap ability, landing in this 4-square area. I will need both Serena and Blixel to give me their choice of a strength or dexterity saving throw.
Do I get my held action as it's falling down upon me?
You would come right after it because this hits you first before you'll be able to attack it.
All right, I'm going deck.
Okay, you succeed on your save.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay, go ahead and click inspiration on your attack, and that'll automatically roll a new die, and we're going to add 3 to that die since you have a +3 on your dex. Nice. Okay, so
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
Wow.
All
Roll
right.
20. Well, that's roll 20.
Okay, on a successful save, you take half damage. You aren't knocked prone, and then you will be pushed 5 feet out of the bear's space to a location of your choice within 5 feet. So half damage. So we'll go Serena first. That's 6 bludgeoning damage to Serena, so that'll be 3. And then Blixel, also 3. So each of you guys move 5 feet in any direction you wish to no longer be in the bear's space.
Can my EB go?
Yes, ready actions can now go. So Blixel, it can take yours. EB can go.
I'm going to hero point that. Ugh.
Your EB misses. Blixel, your sword connects, stabbing into the fur of the bear and wounding it. Do we have any other ready actions that I missed?
Mine's not within melee range, so not me.
Okay, so as the bear lands here, it turns now, looking towards Blixel as its mouth is open and as it is roaring. But folks, well, that is where we'll go ahead and end our session. We'll pick up next week and see the result of this battle. Hope everybody enjoyed this session. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. We'll see you guys all next week.
Nice.
Yeah, everybody.
They can talk, guys.
We got a talking bear and a mystery
Kill a
log.
talking bear?
All sorts of crazy stuff.
I bet the reindeer could talk to the one with the golden antlers. It probably could talk to. Take a chance.
All right, night,
Good
everyone.
night. That was fun. Yep.
Later, folks. See you.